You can't crank down on stream. Anyway, hi everybody. Hello.
I warned them this time. There was full
That's it. That's the
warning.
one. That's it. That's the one.
Hi everybody, and welcome to Gunmetal Soul, the Rifts game where a group of mercenaries are going to escort the ghosts that died in Valley Forge to Trenton.
Beautiful.
So, thank you for joining us. My name is Kevin. I will be your game boss for the evening. Let's go around and do our quick character intros, starting with Hayden.
Fuck, I'm Hayden. Hi.
You've only done it once before. You're excused.
Hi, I'm Hayden. No, I'm not. I'm Ryo. I play Hayden. Jesus fuck.
Please,
Anyway,
please.
God. Anyway. Hello. Hi. He, they, both characters. Done. Next.
Okay.
There's an energy
You're
today,
a summoner.
guys.
The stream still says FX614. Sasir.
Oh, I'll fix it, thank you.
Hi, I'm Dara. I'll be Sasir this evening, our little raccoon mutant, question mark, friend,
You're a
who
mutant.
likes to steal a lot of stuff. Like cat toys, apparently.
All right, Adelaide.
Hi, I'm Fox. I play Adelaide, and these drugs are not going to save me, folks. But we're going to try.
I think those are Tums. That'll be fun.
There's an
later.
energy tonight. Damn.
Is it against the Twitch terms of service to take drugs badly on stream? Like,
No, but it is to take bad drugs.
I
Okay.
would say, hi everybody, I'm Riley, and I'm about to get banned from Twitch.
Rainier.
Full disclosure, this is icosapent ethyl. It's for cholesterol stuff. It's fine.
Also, you didn't take them.
You just dumped
They're not
powder on
topical
your
drugs.
face.
Showered in them.
You aggressively didn't take them, actually.
All right,
I will
Rainier,
do
tell us
anything
about
for
Rainier.
comedy.
Yeah,
Fucking prove me.
I'm Riley. I'm Psy Warrior, Faye, Rainier, and
Cool.
this is great.
All right.
There's pills in my butt. Hang on. There we go.
I had to, okay.
Those are called suppositories.
Two more. There we go.
Oh boy.
Oh, there's like 30 back here. Hang on.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, oh, what
Yeah.
happened?
You showered in them. Like.
Got one in my sweater.
Oh,
I think that's all of them.
Oh.
It's not, but okay. All right.
Great.
It won't have been. So, the group had left off after dealing with the King of Prussia, a mutant grasshopper 10 feet tall who played a cello like a violin, and was connected to the Summer Fae. Had a message for Rainier, that Rainier's parents had died, an aggressive message for Rainier, but was not himself aggressive. The group had met up with a mercenary group called Beyond the Supernatural, and were... let's see, what were they doing? Oh yes, Beyond the Supernatural, which included Canis the Red, a former cyber knight who had been at the battles, or been in the War of Tolkien with Adelaide. They had feelings about stuff. I'll get the VOD up there. I didn't do that this week, because guess what? I had a great week. It was Christmas. I saw someone light ice on fire. It was awesome.
I also uploaded it like half a week late, so that didn't help.
Yes,
Sent
that's
it
why.
to you. So it's my fault.
Yes,
I'll take
of
it.
course. I noticed that.
I blame ADHD.
Hey, hold on. 1, 2, 3.
No, but I saw Disney on Ice, and the Encanto part was really fucking cool because they incorporated like aerial stunts and fire.
I love it.
It was amazing.
That's cool as shit.
It was cool as shit. I mean, like we went there and like the things came out, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm a little kid again." And my daughter was just like, "My brain broke. How do I feel about things? Oh my god, everyone loves this. Oh, what is happening?" And I was just like, "Ooh." Anyway, the King of Prussia had given you a mission that they were going to pay you for, to escort the ghosts of of Valley Forge to the Battle of Trenton. The march they did yearly. You are being paid to make sure no ghosts stray too far off the path, and that anyone living in the way gets out of the goddamn way. Because if they don't, they will start a fight with ghost soldiers.
No, thank you.
I am not going to look up whether they printed, because Ghost Soldiers were printed in a wrist book, but I don't know if they put them in the Savage Worlds, but we're just going to use the stats I already made up, because I don't have to think about that. All right. So, I don't believe anyone had more emotional stuff to do, because the mission starts this morning. You're setting out early this morning. It is roughly the 24th or 23rd or 25th. Things have changed in the previous years, so time has been a little shifted. Normally this march happened on Christmas Day, and on the 26th they made it to Trenton. This is a slow march, so you've got to go along with it. If anyone has any emotional business they'd like to take care of, we can handle that now. Okay. So, the Ghost March sets off. The Beyond the Supernatural will work, and do you want to work on moving people out of the way or reining in distant ghosts? Your crew.
No.
Are you better at killing ghosts or making people move?
I feel like that's an Adelaide question because I feel like
Oh.
the rest of us are like, we could do literally anything, including joining the Ghost March and being a problem. Like,
I could see a situation where that did happen, but not while Adelaide is around.
right? That's yeah.
As our as Merc Mom, let me
Though
size
I could
up.
also see a situation where Adelaide's like, this is the solution we need, but there's not a problem that requires that solution.
Let me just size up my compatriots here, right? Because like we have someone who practically is a ghost and magically inclined in some capacity.
Oh, okay,
And-
yes. I was
Where
gonna
is
say,
she?
like, can disappear, is magical, or
Well, no, we have someone who practically is a ghost in that they are rather bony all the time.
how's that like a ghost? They're
They
I'm
don't
sorry.
have skin. Ghosts don't have skin, Kevin.
Ghost with
they
bones.
also
Ghosts
don't
are
have
usually
bones,
boneless.
Fox.
I have someone who's practically a ghost. I have
Uh-huh.
someone who is magically inclined, but now I also have someone who is like sort of a psychic, but you know, there's some occult there. And then I've got the world's best goddamn thief. So I'm trying to think, and there's me. And when you say killing ghosts, are you talking about like we actually would like? I thought it would be more of like a herding, like go back, ghost, go back.
Herding and those that pick fights with you when you try to herd them.
You gotta put them the fuck down.
Yeah, they become
Oh,
more
got
dangerous
it.
and outraged if they get diverted from what they believe they should be doing. Ghosts,
it.
that is a thing. You get the quick rundown on ghosts. They are mostly ghosts are fucking everywhere. There are towns that show up for 2 weeks of the year that are just ghosts, and if you get in the middle of that town, things will go bad. But if no one goes and no one messes with it, everything's fine. Nothing bad happens. It's just those tragedies reenact themselves again and again.
Okay. With regards to actually manhandling and potentially getting into a fight with a ghost,
Yes.
that's actually not something I've really dealt with in Rifts. Me personally, maybe Adelaide has. Is this something where like, can I punch a ghost?
You cannot punch
do
a
I need a-
ghost.
Or do I need a +1 weapon to hurt ghosts?
It's pretty much that. Do you have some kind of magic or psychic weapon to hurt ghosts?
Wait.
3 of us do at least.
It sounds
What
like a
else does
psychic lightsaber qualifies.
Yeah.
Ghosts tend to be resistant to a lot of shit, and like punching them doesn't do much unless you are trained to punch ghosts. They do take some harm from things like energy weapons, but it's not a lot. And
But-
also, you don't all have to be doing the same thing. The way we're going to do this is as a long-term dramatic task. So if you want to break it up and do different things, we can describe it that way.
Okay. Well, final question then. Is whatever we're doing or whatever we're not doing going to be picked up by our compatriots, the BTS crew?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
They're giving you choice because they're getting paid slightly more.
Gotcha.
Because they've been on this contract longer. And also are a larger force with trained ghost wranglers.
Then, like any good leader, I put a question to the table. Do we trust them more with the living or the dead? Because that's where I see that's where Adelaide would size it up at, and that's I think where I would put it. So, thoughts, table?
Hey, what does BTS look like they're doing? If Hayden was to look over to the side where people
BTS. Let me tell you about BTS. BTS consists of Canis, a former cyber knight. Psy-Stalker twins. Psy-Stalkers are actually able to punch ghosts. And pretty much dissipate them very quickly. A Zapper who's an electrical beacon, and can create electricity, etc. A Combat Magus who's good at fucking things up. And let's see, an Atlantean Nomad who is... You're not exactly sure, but there's kind of like a jack of all trades sort of thing among the Atlanteans where they've got a tattoo for that. They have a magic spell for that thing you need. And a quick flex named Fast Eddie who's kind of a dick but seems to be their driver.
That sounds like a handle the dead problem, frankly. Like, okay, let me rephrase. Do we want to put the Psyker twins nearby anybody alive?
I will admit I have my misgivings, but
one of them does keep kind of hitting on Rainier.
One of them was what?
One of them is constantly flirting with Rainier. Aggressively.
But I'm curious what our two remaining compatriots have to think about, or what they think about this situation, rather.
Okay, well, the Winter Fae, if you give the opportunity of convincing people to move out of the way for their safety, or potentially fighting ghosts, there's only one clear option.
Send me to the outer gates, please.
All right. So do you just want to split it up into where you think each person would be best?
I wish to.
Someone we still haven't heard from yet. I'm curious what this thoughts are.
Cecile, besides like she's got a laser pistol and that rifle, is her best potential bet, but she can potentially MacGyver something on the way for taking something out. So her best bet would probably be like just using her extendo staff to keep people the hell out of the way.
Fair point. Also, Kevin, you were right.
Statistically, yeah, I know it. You will find more. I still don't think you're done.
The numbers said, Yeah, if I would be fine with splitting. If you guys wanted to take care of ghosts and I just went and helped with people, that would be fine if you just wanted to split it that way. So,
okay,
leave it up to Merc Mom, apparently.
Okay. Then yeah, split it up. Why not? There's an even number of us. Myself and Cecile can do what we can to clear the way ahead of you two, and you two, well, I mean, we do have a very fast horse. I don't suppose that Buttermilk seats too.
I mean, if she likes you.
Oh, not me. I mean,
oh no, I'm hypothetically, if she likes the other yeah, you get the point.
Other you, yeah, no, this, that makes a lot of sense.
And it's not like I weigh much nowadays.
Say,
would it be insensitive to make a joke about being big boned? I don't know if it's insensitive or not. I've never dealt with a skeleton before.
I'll say Rainier could roll to charm horse.
Oh, all right. What do we roll to charm?
Where is my pen?
Do I have to roll Buttermilk against this?
If you want to. I gave Buttermilk. I gave you a character sheet for Buttermilk.
You did. I did none of the work of it I was supposed to because the holidays happened.
Well, I didn't
but-
either, so too bad.
Great. I didn't expect you to, frankly. All right, cool.
Roll
Let's...
to charm horse.
Roll a
That made me
persuasion.
happy.
Oh,
What do I-
okay.
If Buttermilk were to be temperamental, how would I do that?
I think you resist.
This
That's
is
what-
this is
It's
getting
sad.
better.
Let's see
and
how the
better by
persuasion
second.
goes. It would be a spirit check.
Spirit check. Okay.
You got a 7 from
yeah,
Rainier.
7.
Let me make sure everyone's at their appropriate number of. Oh no, you need one more.
Oh yeah. Once you guys are done rolling, I need to check something.
Buttermilk likes you,
Copy.
Oh yeah.
or will like you in the future.
Wonderful.
I keep forgetting to check my PTSD. Please ignore this roll unless it means something.
You feed them.
Oh shit!
Would you like to spend a Benny at the start of the day to shake off your terrible dream that you had, reminding?
No, I
See?
can't. This
Oh, you
this
can't.
operates outside of all of that. Before session starts, I'm supposed to do this. I have one less Benny this time around.
Okay.
Oh,
At the beginning of the night, in your dreams, you are taken back to the war. Seeing Canis, formerly Lady Carnation, has
Ugh. Yeah.
brought back bad memories, including her father, who just kept getting beaten down during the war. You weren't there when he died, but
Okay.
you heard about it, and it wasn't as far into the war as you thought he would last, and no one was ever really sure whose forces caused his death. There was some argument that the coalition would never have been able to take him down, so therefore it must have been one of the summoners or one of the dark forces that were bringing shadow dragons and shit like that into play. It sits with you. It like a weight on your chest. The people that have been lost, never really knowing how, and never really being able to find justice for them.
Then the only meaningful way this manifests is I really don't want to get into the way of the buttermilk Rainier situation, because I love this setting up right there.
Bless.
Thank you.
It's just that Adelaide gets up a lot earlier than she usually does, and she looks very tired today. But also, I'm short one Benny.
It's been done. Okay. Sorry, my scroll wheel has gone mad. With that, Buttermilk is generally looks like a literal nightmare horse, but smaller, and is less nightmare-inducing immediately. Rainier, this is a magic horse.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a supernatural demon. It is certainly magical. It's certainly horse-shaped. You're not afraid of it.
No. If
Okay.
Hayden's just kind of like, I don't know if she likes you, whatever, Rainier just kind of like walks up and just starts like gently like stroking her nose, and it's just like talking to her quietly in a language you don't understand. It's just like, I don't know, she seems to like me fine.
all right. Well, that solves that. Far be it from me to get in the way of Buttermilk's preference.
Okay. And with that, the next group, the group comes together. I've forgotten what I named her. Barlow, the Atlantean nomad, goes, "All right, I'm decent at talking to people. Eddie, you're in the rear on follow-up because you shouldn't talk to anybody." And he goes, "What do you mean? I'm great at talking." She's like, "You certainly never stop." All right, Blitzak, you take the twins and you head off north. Anyone that strays north is yours. Canis and Uzair, you stick with Skeleman and Rainier. I'm sorry if that was insulting. I just forgot your name and decided to go with Skeleman. I didn't think you
No,
could.
I like the ring a bit. It was great. No big deal.
Gotcha.
Hayden,
All right.
for the reference, but no offense.
Perfect. All right. Here's how the path is going to go. As I open my map of Rift's Earth and zoom in on areas I know well. Where is it? There's King of Prussia. All right, they're pretty much going to walk mostly east northeast. They're going to come up to the river about 9 miles north of Trenton. As soon as they get over the river, they are not our problem, and we are not to interfere with them. The governor is made very clear that they will brook no interference, and the Battle of Trenton is up to them. We'll be turning around. If you're headed south, payment will be delivered to you immediately upon hitting the river. I will add in a small bonus if you're all still alive. I do not see that being a problem. From there, you can head kind of south along the river. That'll take you down to what used to be Philadelphia. And Carrie, the techno wizard that has been accompanying you, Kari Neville, is a Shire from X-Men, kind of, with short bird feather hair, and steampunk accoutrement. And she goes, "Yes, I'll be keeping a distance, but if you need me for support, I'm not that far away. But I don't want to deal with ghosts. I think they're weird, and I don't like them."
Well, not to put too fine a point on it, but Cecile and I are still gonna need transport if we're staying ahead of this thing.
Oh, okay.
If we need to secure something besides the velocipede, we can.
No, the velocipede will be fine for that, but don't expect me to lay down suppressing fire at any point.
Quick out of character question, like, are we migrating these ghosts and then coming back to town to then leave? Or
what I'm saying is you don't have to come back to King of Prussia.
Okay. That's what I was thinking. So, like, I figure in some capacity we have to be traveling together, but
yeah.
Bakari
she'll be at the front of it with you then. But she's just, her people don't have ghosts. That's not a thing that happens for us. So
it does occur to me though that if these people are walking, I guess we could just walk ahead, huh?
It is not a fast march. It is literally a civil or a Revolutionary War era convoy. Basically took a day to walk this route.
All right, Cecile, how you feel about walking?
Having a higher vantage point would help, just in case.
We'll say yes. Cecilia's specialty will probably be in spotting things.
Okay, well, you take the high road, I'll take the low road then. Hang back in your van.
I will sit on top of it. That might be the best. Seems to be my new favorite place anyway, so... So just be on top of the velocipede at the front and just keeping an eye out.
Harry goes, chair? No. Windscreen? Maybe. I'll think about it. Alright. The march begins with a ghostly bugle call. From what seems to be long buried and forgotten tents with like buried in a foot of dirt, rise soldiers, many of which their spectral forms seem diseased and gross, as though they had died from something like, I'd say, the pox or cholera. There is a smell that comes with them. It's not naturally occurring. It is a scent of death that is wafting from these corrupted ghosts. There are soldiers who are missing limbs that walk with one leg and no prosthetic, just invisibly walk on a foot that was removed before they died. There is a cannon crew, which seems to be pulling something heavy. There's the ghost of a horse that seems to be pulling something which looks like it would weigh, a half ton. there is a number of just people, about 200 ghosts, start rising up. And the group sets off. All right. So the way we're going to do this is as a dramatic task. In this system, dramatic tasks are great for tense actions that must be achieved over time. Multi-person tasks. I'm going to need you to make... We're going to do this in, let's go, 5 rounds. And this is... I'm going to need you to get 7 task tokens over those 5 rounds. But I'm supposed to multiply that by the number of people. So we're going to go with... we'll just go with 20 task tokens. Because there are 4 of you. The way you succeed and get a task token is on your turn, something will happen. I'll deal out cards. That will determine the turn order. If you get a club, that is a complication. Something has gone wrong. Attempts to resolve your task or support will be made at a -2. You get to choose what skills or things you want to apply here. I'll put some obstacles in your way. You'll tell me how you deal with them. It could be, there's a bunch of people in the way, and they look like ruffians, I'm going to shoot at them, or I'm going to try to talk to them using my persuasion. Tell me how you want to solve the problem. On your turn, I will give you basically a quick rundown of where things stand. And you'll have basically a turn to deal with it, and at the end of it, it'll be dealt with one way or another. You may not fully succeed, but you will, at the end of this, the march will be over. All of you will likely be alive unless things go incredibly wrong. All right. So, let me get the initiative sorted. Recall all. Let's shuffle it.
As alive as Hayden started.
All right. Rainier gets the Black Joker, giving everyone a Benny.
Yay.
Nice.
Ooh.
Oh, okay, sick. We still get bennies during this for jokers.
Yes. In my opinion, yes.
Yours is the one that matters.
Yep.
Paste. Now you're back up to 3. Paste.
This is
Did
one of
anyone
those
get a
personally
club?
engaged...
Yeah. None of you got a club.
Nice.
Meaning none of you will have a complication. Now, if you succeed, you will get 1. If you succeed with a raise, that will be 2 tokens. Our goal is 20. In 5 rounds. So, let me just write that down so I don't come back around on it weirdly. I will set a dice on my table so that I can count it down with a visual without having to do something weird. All right. At the start of round 5, we go immediately to Rainier. You may interject yourself anywhere in this since you got the Joker. If
Okay.
someone else is doing something, if something starts going bad for something else, you can suddenly take your turn. You can hold until the end of the round, where I would recommend using your action if you haven't used it already.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no point in letting a round pass without anything else happening.
Yeah. Okay. May proceed then. I will
Yes.
see where I can help.
The ghost march starts. It's not following any specific road, it's not following any specific well-worn path. The ghosts don't leave footprints. They aren't wearing down the soil. At the beginning of the march, they start moving at a trudging pace. They are expecting a long march. They are bearded. They are in uniforms that look tattered and torn, some of which have been cut open and surgery, what it was at the time, has been applied to them. They are spectral. They bleed, and the blood is gone as soon as it hits something or leaves them. They are armed. A bird swoops into the path. One of them looks at it. Another one points at it, raises musket, and another one puts the musket down, being and it just goes. Shh. This is an army that wants to move quickly without making too much noise. Adelaide, you're at the front. You can see a pretty clear path, except for up ahead, there is the start of an actual road that they are going to cross over. A bit of, let's say, I forget what roads go up in that area all of a sudden. Let's go with the PA Turnpike River.
Sure, I know what that is.
It's the PA Turnpike, which is now mostly river. These things will march along the roadway. You can see some people on boats. They look to be literal frog people on like boats made of enormous lily pads. They are above the river. You're not sure if they will cause enough of a disturbance. The river is about at least 6 feet off the ground here. You're like the base of the river where they would have marched.
Yeah. Okay. So,
The boats are 6 feet above where the ghosts will march.
the ghosts are going to go down into the water, is what you're trying to say.
As though the water were not there, and the mud, yeah.
Okay, and we've got a couple of boats we need to get moving. Thanks. Right, so, I'm going to, very quickly, break from the front there, rushing out, helmet in tow, which I then, like, set onto my head, throw the cloak back, turn on the psychic energy needed to make the armor glow and look very impressive, and essentially try to like wave and get the attention of these nice frog people, and hope they speak American. As I explain to them, it's big wall of ghosts. I need you guys about like 30 feet that away, very quickly. Hi, hello. I'm just a friendly cyber knight. Please. I swear I'm not doing this as some kind of horrible trick to kill you, but in fact it's for your own good.
All right, go ahead, and these frog people are basically like what is it? The illustration of Frog and Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. They are wearing like winter coats to keep themselves warm, more so than you would, but maybe they're cold-blooded.
Frogs generally are.
You go ahead and roll your persuasion.
Oh, thank God we got an advance.
Oh, and you got a 1 and a 2.
I sure did. Although, real quick, it occurs to me. Hang on a second. I'm a
Is
fucking
that adding
cyber
in
knight.
your Cybernet bonuses?
Right, revered protectors. How much does that give me? +1. Fuck, that gives me a 3. Assuming that they know and like cyber knights.
We will put that into play that they have once met a Cyber Knight who was not addicted to them.
Huzzah! But a 3 ain't gonna cut it, huh?
Nope.
Alright, let's burn one of those bennies that we got for that Joker.
Okay.
And I'm going to factor in this trait this time. As bonus
You got a
bonus.
5. All right.
That's a 5.
So with that, you start to hear a croaking bellow that echoes down across the water. And it comes back with, fishing's been pretty slim anyway. I think the fish know. We should have taken the hint.
Yeah, good hint. Good hint going now.
They head off the river up the Schuylkill River.
Gesundheit.
All right. Who's next? Sasir. What kind of skill would you like to apply to the next stage of this march? You can see like the next mile they're going to head up to seems to come up and down. You're not sure. Kind of comes over a ridge, and that you can't see past unless you move up.
I mean, it'd probably be to be checking, like, run up and check over the ridge to make sure the way is still clear on the other side.
Well, let me use a separate counter for your successes. So we got 1. You get the I'm using spin down counters from Magic the Gathering because they're just so convenient for spinning. You got the 1. All right. So you're gonna go up and do like a scouting maneuver.
Yeah, I think that'd probably be best.
All right. Give me a perception.
Notice.
Notice. That's it.
Notice.
Give me a sensory noun or verb. Sensory verb. Yeah.
That works.
Sensory noun? Eyeball?
Ooh, I have alertness, so I get +2 to notice rolls. Apparently,
Well, shit.
that's a thing I have.
Look.
That sounds useful. You should
Hey,
apply it.
buddy. So I don't know how to apply it.
Just roll and then add it in your mind.
Okay, works for me. It's a 6 then.
All right. That is not a hit with a raise. It's just a normal hit. So
Yeah.
you looking over the ridge, can see the path that these ghosts are likely to take from previous years' tours. And it appears that the path is mostly clear, except for a part that is actually on fire. The ghosts will not care. That's a random die.
It's actually going to be helpful because people will care, but ghosts will not.
Yeah. But it does give you forewarning as to not, that's an area you don't have to constantly monitor.
Okay.
Where's some of these random and some of these aren't? Alright. So that is, you are up to 2, which this is not actually a spin down die. It just looks like 1.
It'll be a radio moment, because I'm assuming we still all have our radios.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The radio
You
signal
just-
keeps cutting in and out. You're still connecting, but it seems weird.
Okay. Then you might hear little, whatever bits and pieces that Game Boss decides of. There's a fire up ahead, but I don't think we have to worry about it. The ghosts won't care. And that's it.
Alright. Hayden, coming to you next.
Yeah, I guess Hayden's trying to. I'm gonna if I can use a variation of the dimension sense edge to see if there's any sort of magical anomalies in their path that might cause problems for the ghost march. Because fire, not a problem. Rift in time and space directly in front of them might actually be a problem.
Alright, go ahead and make this would be an occult roll. Oh, unless it's a specified elsewhere.
It's a dimension sense specifically, which lets me use spell casting for this.
Okay, go ahead.
It includes environmental conditions, whether magic is poor or rich, if there's a temporal shift, whether it's a parallel dimension, or if there's strong supernatural presence on any side of something nearby.
Well, strong supernatural presence is absolutely there,
Yep.
as the Ghost March itself. That is a 10. That's a hit with a raise.
10.
You do find that there is a bit of a weird supernatural skipping that keeps hitting. This Ghost March seems to be kind of forming a very small temporary ley line as it goes, as though as it is providing its own spiritual power to maintain it. Using this, you can see that if one could manipulate a ley line, they could shorten or elongate this. If one could pull power off the ley line, they might make it less of a problem in the future. But that counts as a success from y'all. All right. Let's see. NPCs do a thing. The ghosts continue to march. You don't really have any enemies. I slip past enemies. Rainier, this is the end of the turn. Is there anything you're doing?
Trying to. Oh.
You see one of the ghosts look a little skittish. It looks like a soldier who's about 15.
Mm-hmm.
His uniform fits him fine, so you know it's been tailored for him, but you can tell that, his beard is not quite coming in. He looks scared and skittish. He has a bayonet through one of his shoulders, and the wound is clearly infected and caused his death. But he looks like he's about to break and run.
Shit.
Go comfort the child, Faye.
Oh yes. Oh wonderful.
I mean,
Or-
you could just stab him. You could
just-
stab the 15-year-old ghost.
You could
Ollie
attempt to kill the
Carpenter
ghost.
that
this shit. Let's
child.
go.
You could also, authority it into place. This is clearly someone without any authority in this army.
Yeah. Sure, you know what? I'm going to tap Hayden on the shoulder and direct him to ride up there.
Cool. Yeah. I will do that thing.
And just kind of look down at the kid and just be like, there's no honor and glory to be had that way. It only lies straight ahead. Keep marching.
All right, so you actually get a +2 to this. Are you doing an intimidate or a persuasion?
A persuasion.
Okay. So you get a +2 to this because
so
of your
it's a
Joker.
6.
So it comes out of 6. The kid is not entirely convinced that glory lies ahead, but continues marching and looks like you called them out and they're not going to run.
Okay, good enough.
That
I'll
brings
take
us
it.
up to 4 successes. New round! Deal. Oh, it gets recalled and shuffled because the Joker was dealt. That does mean another Joker could be dealt again. All right, now we have some clubs here,
Oh,
but a red Joker this time, of course. Sasir, you've got quick, right? Your other card would potentially be a King of Clubs or a King of Spades. So I think you're going to want to keep the one that's not of clubs.
How complicated do you want it to be, though?
You want the -2?
Now you're on fire. This is your complication. I will. I'll do the
Frickin'
spade
Joker.
for now.
Okay, that's a good call.
If it comes up again and it's a club, I'm gonna take it though.
Feel free to use your bennies. You can use them for all kinds of shit. You now have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rainier's got 7. God damn it. Most people start with 3. Lady Adelaide started with 2 and is now up to 3. Oh. 4?
Yeah.
Should you be at 4?
No, I
you,
should be at 3 because I spent one.
Yeah. You immediately got one and spent it.
Yeah.
All right. So, Hayden, you may interject at any time if things are going
Hold
poorly
for
for
a bit.
someone else. And you get a +2 for everything this turn. All right. Lady Adelaide.
Not saying we should now, but incidentally, don't you shuffle on a Joker draw?
I did shuffle in between.
Holy shit. Okay.
You got
Drew a
the red,
Joker,
the
shuffled,
black Joker
and
came
got
out.
the other
This is the red
Joker.
one. Yeah.
That's wild.
Statistics.
Okay, well, I mean, what's the situation at this point? Like, cleared through the river. We know there's a fire ahead that we're avoiding. No problem. The column is still shuffling along nicely. My focus is still on making sure the path is clear ahead.
Yep. All right. So you're coming out near Fort Washington and Drescher at this point. Up ahead there seems to be a group of okay, I'm trying to think cuz now you're in my rough neighborhood. Like roughly my neighborhood. Up ahead you see a sign for Fitzwatertown Road. And it is hanging in the middle of a grassy field. There are a number of bison here grazing. They don't look mega damaged. They don't look, aggressive, but bison do not pet the fluffy cows.
No, Ghost's gonna care about bison? I guess that's the thing, right? Is like I don't know if ghosts give a shit about animals. I just knew that people were potentially a problem. So presuming it's in the best interest of what we're trying to do to try and get the hell rid of these bison. Yeah, okay, let's start a stampede. Let's scare off the bison.
All right. How do you want to do this?
Yeah, that's a fine question.
Run 4.
Well, my friend mentioned fire.
Mm-hmm.
Fire is pretty scary. So, I'll just unsling that rifle, point it at a branch light the branch on fire, and then start waving the branch around behind the bison, trying to scare them perpendicular to the travel path of the ghosts.
All right, give me a intimidation
Sure.
with a +2
Really? Oh, okay.
because you have incorporated fire.
Oh, okay. If you'd like, I could spend a Benny on that to make that actually.
If you'd like, you don't have to.
Sure. We'll say
Okay.
we'll
So
say that
your fire is not only safe, but you will also, by spending a Benny, your fire is safe. You will not light the woods on fire, even on a critical
Yeah.
failure, and you
Yeah.
are not driving these bison directly in any people's path you're aware of.
Okay, fantabulous. So let's go ahead and do that roll.
That's
got a
real good.
That's a 10.
You do end up driving the bison down south, further kind of south away from the path into what used to be known as Willow Grove, and they stampede into a large basin where there is a carousel still standing on on the top floor of a mall, but it seems like the mall is abandoned and empty, and the bison kind of find shelter in the mall.
Pretty sure nobody actually lives down there. I'm sure that's fine. Oh, shit, branch. Douse this.
All right,
Runs
that is
off.
2 successes by our rules. So you're up to 6.
Ooh.
Up next is Sasir. Sasir, you want to keep scouting ahead? You want to see if you can find any problems?
Is a raise an additional success?
Yes.
Okay, so we're actually up to 7 then, because I got a raise on mine, I think.
You did.
Okay, 7.
Cool.
Forgot that. It wasn't glowing green when I saw it.
I have a D12 in spellcasting. It was just
Yeah.
a 10.
You're good at that. You're specialized. So, Sasir, what would you like to do? There is more road ahead. We're gonna move the caravan a bit along. Because we're not gonna do this mile by goddamn mile. There is the sound of old school gunfire. What is that? There is something called the Valley of Fear and the original ... Let's Google that real quick. The original haunted hayride. Okay, so you see up ahead, there is a 12-foot wicker man of glowing fire standing in a
He's
field.
fighting fire. What is happening?
This Burning Man over here.
No, actually, that's something else I don't think you would have passed by Phoenixville yet.
Oh.
That's okay. Burning Man sprouted legs and started moving.
Oh,
It is
God.
a 10-foot it is a 20-foot tall burning effigy of a person with like horrible features just on fire. It is about 5 miles off. It is not on the path, but you see it like look over in the group's direction and start to fade into invisibility. So go ahead and roll a notice, or if you want to do something else.
So yeah, like I think I would posit the question: hey, Sasir, what do you want to do about the big burning wicker guy that's turning invisible?
Shit.
I should have saved that for the results of
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Even if it's just big burning wicker man suddenly looking this way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I looked to scream, cry, throw up.
Yes.
Copy image. Gonna put it in the Discord.
I have a +2 to that this turn.
I'll put it in the public Discord on the Gunmetal Rush.
Is it possible to go over the radio and ask everybody what the hell is this thing? And do it that way just to see what everyone else thinks, because I can't think of anything off the top of my head besides douse it.
Okay,
Cousin!
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. What skills do you think you should apply here?
Oh,
don't
I
know.
don't have a cult, so I can't help there.
No,
But to answer your question, time is a little abstracted here, so
Yeah, that's why I was thinking of asking the group, like, does anybody know what the hell I might be looking at, and describing it to the group. Trying to figure out the best way to handle it, because... Also, she's from out of town. Way out of town. Way out of town. Might not have ever seen this before.
You said it looks like a guy, right? Shoot it in the leg? Maybe shoot his leg off?
If you give me a repair, because the radios I said are shorting in and out,
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit!
I'll
that's
take a
true.
repair. So
Okay.
you can let people know it's there to avoid it.
Say
Alright.
4.
That is a 4, that is a success. You managed to find a station that isn't being weirdly, like... As you click through stations that were working a second ago, it sounds like an irregular fuzzy pulse and a little bit like a hissing laughter. Something is fucking with radio signals around here.
Shit.
But you managed to find one that it's not consuming at the moment, and let everyone in the rear group know, especially those who had traveled to the north, including Blitzzax and the twins, to avoid that area. It brings us up to 8 successes on
Or go
turn.
directly towards it, knowing the twins.
Down to 4. Hey, if you don't want to tell the twins, you don't have to tell the twins. All right. The ghosts continue their march. Rainier, you have a problem.
Yep.
Something is
His name is Hayden.
picking at the back of your throat, or picking at the back of your senses. Something's throwing you off. So whatever you do this turn, you're going to catch a -2 to it because you got a club.
Okay.
One of the ghosts seems to be... A pair of words came into my brain, so I'm just going to run with it. Violently shitting itself. It looks like it's dying of cholera. And it looks like it's going to go tearing off the path into the woods as kind of like... The ghost starts, like, falling over and then getting back up and falling over violently and getting back up. And it looks more and more spectral and more dead each time. Like it's starting to condense outside of the march. Like the ghost is starting to break out of the force of the march. Like a flock of birds, and one of them is starting to just get further and further off the path.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, it hit my brain and I couldn't help it. My brain was going to get stuck on it if I tried to think of something else. So I had to go with it.
Yeah, I hate when shitting gets stuck.
It's the opposite of that.
Oh no. I don't know what to do with this.
It looks like this ghost is either going to need some kind of medical intervention or intervention.
It's a ghost. What kind of medical intervention can it get?
Here's the thing. Ghosts operate a lot on belief. If you can convince this ghost it is being healed, that might do something. Otherwise, it looks like this ghost is going to become a permanent, like, ghost that will just harm anyone that comes near it.
Okay. All right. Rainier will hurry back to, or up to the Velocipede, telling Hayden to keep an eye on the shitting ghost. And
What?
make sure it doesn't go too far.
Ooh.
Yeah, have fun with that. And we'll just go into the fridge and get a bottle of... Is there just water in there? Is there sodas?
If you spend a penny, there could be pretty much anything in there.
Yeah, literally anything you want.
I have a few.
All right, because are you going to spend a penny for, like, Gatorade?
Ginger ale.
Sure, that works.
Replace some electrolytes in this dying ghost.
Yep. That's not even what I'm going for. I just needed a liquid.
It is a bright blue Gatorade.
The best kind.
Okay. Then we'll kind of hurry back down the line and go up to the ghost and just say, "Oh, you've got a nasty case, don't you? Here, this'll help." And just hand the ghost the Gatorade and like try to convince it to drink it.
All right. Persuasion sounds like, and you get a -2.
Okay, I will actually put the -2. There we go. Oh, damn.
You got a 2.
Can I make can I spend another penny to try again?
Absolutely.
All right. Oh, never
That
mind.
is
It's worse.
Oh,
Hold on. That is not a critical failure. You can spend another penny because you rolled a 2 minus you rolled a d8 -2 and got -1. No, you did roll a 1 on that one, and you rolled a 3 that came down to a -2. It's not a critical failure, but it's not good.
Sure, I'll try one more time.
Okay.
3 bennies on one fucking turn.
This is only 2.
Real
4.
shitty
Oh, no,
rolls.
that is-
Don't worry about it.
Well, you had 7. Now you're down to 4. All right.
Ugh.
So you come up with a 4. The ghost goes at you. Thank you, soldier. Are you with the medics?
Sure.
Did the docs say that I should drink this stuff? The smell is getting bad.
Yeah, like, it'll certainly make things a lot better than they are right now.
Oh, can't hurt any worse. It takes it from you and drinks it. And
Hey.
continues its march.
Okay. Good enough. Mm.
You hear the over the radio that the Psy Stalkers have had to take out 2 of the ghosts. Things are going fine for them. They don't think it's going great, but no one seems to be in trouble. And that brings us to the end of the round, Hayden.
Yeah, so the we got news of the giant effigy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hayden is gonna like expand their senses out in that direction to try and see like once it's gone invisible, like if it's coming toward us invisibly or fucking off invisibly, because it would be nice to know either way.
As you expand your senses, it doesn't appear to be approaching you,
Okay.
but it is standing and waiting. You can feel behind it is a lot more smaller supernatural kind of blips, as though there's some kind of haunted place that it is at the top corner of. And if you went further north, you'd be entering what looks to be a giant field of corn cut into irregular patterns.
Oh.
This thing looks like it's coming out of the edge of it, kind of not far from where the ghosts are.
Okay, but it's not coming toward us. Okay.
Would you like
That's
to do something to ensure that it doesn't?
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I'd like to like not like a full on banish, but just like a little tap of hey, stay the fuck away. Kind of like a reach out through the ether and just kind of nudge it in, like kind of like the magical equivalent of putting a finger in someone's forehead, just kind of pushing, and just being like, stay there.
All right, go ahead and roll the skill you think would be appropriate for that. Probably spellcasting?
Probably. Cool.
All right, what'd you get?
I got a 6.
All right, a 6 is enough that you put up basically it's the equivalent of a lion roaring, knowing that someone else is in its domain, being like, hey. Just a phrase comes to your mind since you're in this area, and it's fuck around or find out. And as you kind of channel that feeling, a spectral orangeness kind of manifests in front of you, facing it like an aggressive spectral fuck around and find out, in kind of an orange shaggy form with wild eyes. And the thing immediately backs down and slinks down into the corn. You have something resonates further south with that image in your mind. You've touched something old here. But it is not aggressive to you at this moment.
Like, so the thing that joined in with me going, "Hey, fuck off."
Yeah.
Okay. Then Hayden will sort of turn towards the south, and just kind of gather like a bit of magic to his hand, and sort of hold up a hand like in a gesture of "I see you, you see me," and then just kind of keep riding.
You hear the sound of, it sounds like a squeaky toy of acknowledgement.
Okay.
There's too much fire and
Hayden,
confusion here.
having never heard a squeaky toy, just kind of,
And it's like, hoo-hoo.
yeah, and then just kind of can't really squint, so sort of tilts one head. There's a brief pause as like their face does nothing, as they can't squint eyebrows anymore, but then kind of keeps going.
Gotcha. All right. Next, you have succeeded again, so that brings you up to 9. Or 10, actually. That would be 10. Because I think I
Nice.
forgot to tick it up. Bring us to round 3. As I clumsily foreshadow.
Uh-huh.
Recall. Recall. Shuffle. Shuffle it. And deal, because a joker got dealt. Those are new numbers for you? Yeah, those are new numbers for you. All right.
God,
My
another
card suit.
one.
You can spend, if you get a card you don't like, you can spend a Benny to get a new initiative card.
You can?
See what happens.
Yes.
I have a couple. I'll do that.
All right, Hayden, your new initiative is an 8 of clubs.
Well. Sure.
Actually, no, that would have gone to Cecile instead of the king. Cecile would have chosen the king. Your new initiative is now a 7 of spades, but I don't know how to make it no spades, so I'm going to leave it as a club.
Gotcha.
Anyone else spending a Benny to change their card? Okay.
Just gonna say
Sure.
Razor's bored.
Fuck it.
Bored
Adelaide,
and having a hard time.
your card is an 8 of clubs.
Fuck.
No,
All
8 of
right.
spades. I'm sorry, 8 of spades. You can't get
That's
that
way better.
Yeah. because the 8 of clubs is
Okay.
right there. Cool. I'll leave it as a club, but we will acknowledge that it is a spade.
Sure.
Because I don't know how to change the suit on the
Roll 20, yeah.
on roll 20. All right, so starting out, Cecile. No one got a joker this time. Hooray, Cecile.
Yes.
Um,
Let's see. Wicker Man concerns me.
The Wicker Man, it seems, has been dealt with.
Okay.
You saw it suddenly fade back into existence, and then recoil with fear and like crawl downwards into what seems to be some kind of weird corn maze off in the distance.
Neat.
Would you like to go investigate the corn maze?
Oh shit.
There's food in there, whether it's
Oh, we
corn
just
or
lost our
trash.
scout.
I'm also staring at my curious hindrance, going, "Well, fuck, let's go."
Here's the deal with hindrances like this. This is one of the times I generally don't do it because you guys aren't using bennies, but you are kind of using them this week. By indulging in this, I will give you a benny. By indulging in your hindrance.
Do it.
It's the kind of thing that even if like she was like worried about it at first, seeing it like kind of like skulk off like that, she'd be like, "I guess it's not so bad. But what the hell is it?" Where's it going? Is that corn? And then she's gone.
I have asked more than
So-
3 questions. I require answers.
Yep.
It is out of.
Did not copy. I heard corn.
You head off into the corn maze. You get a Benny for bad choices. You're up to
Yay!
7.
Woo! Good. I'm probably gonna need.
As you head into this area, you hear. You're pretty fast. Yeah, you move through quickly. There's a lot of trees here. You basically hop from branch to branch over things that would slow you down. And you hear what sounds like a scream in the cornfield. And then the sound of a large machine starting up. You go a little further in to investigate. Looking backwards, you suddenly find yourself further into the maze than you thought. A chainsaw can be heard.
Pennsylvania chainsaw massacres.
A harvester starts up nearby. What do you do?
King ass motherfucking shit.
From like you said, I'm in trees, like able to hop.
Oh no, you're now in the cornfield.
Now I'm in it. Fuck.
Yeah, no, you got into the cornfield, and then it was like, oh, you're further, and then you suddenly realized. Because haunted cornfield shit.
Okay. And there's nothing for me to climb nearby.
Nah. Off in the distance, you can, on the other side of the cornfield, you can see the remains of an electrical tower. But you'd have to get through the cornfield to get there.
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I have an extendo staff.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to try to use that to at least launch myself into the air to be able to get a good quick look around. To at least get my bearings of where the hell the chainsaw and the harvester might be.
Alright,
Is there screaming anymore? Is the screaming gone?
It was just a single scream of someone being murdered in the distance.
Great, cool, that's what I thought.
Alright, go ahead and give me an athletics to vault. Using your acrobatics, athletics, whichever's better.
Fucking tastic.
Just like Goku.
Okay. Balance, tumbling,
It's
or
the thing he did once
grappling.
with his extendo staff. It's really smart.
I'm reading my acrobat edge really quick. It's like it rerolls. Neat.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you get a free
Let's
reroll
try-
on this, if I remember.
Oh,
Whoa.
you got an 8.
You got an 8, which is a hit with a raise. And
Hey!
that counts as 2 more successes. I think that brings you up to 13. Because I don't think I ticked off, not ticked off, but added in Hayden's. You vault yourself high up enough that you suddenly realize you're not as deep in the cornfield as it suddenly seemed. The magic here doesn't seem to possess anyone above 7 feet, and as you get over, like, the wall, you can see that, oh, I am at the edge of the corn maze. If I run further in, it gets worse. So you land on the outside of the corn maze, and the sound of farm machinery fades.
Just lands with the staff in hand, just goes, Pennsylvania is fucking weird. Did anybody know this? And just starts trying to make her way back, and that's how she ends.
Gotcha. The ghosts continue moving. Up next is Adelaide, who does not have a club, but has a spade. Adelaide, there is a bit more time goes past, as you are getting further and further in, when suddenly coming up upon the group, you find a horse and buggy, broken down, and 3 men with long beards and no mustaches in woolen clothing, wearing tall hats, gathered around. One of them is trying to, 2 of them are holding a big, pole and lifting the buggy off the ground, as another one is bringing over a giant wooden wheel to replace the one that is broken.
How much has life changed for the Amish in this world?
Surprisingly little, I'll say, because their faith is a weapon for them. Their
Fair.
absolute belief is a thing they can manifest.
Okay.
And kind of they kind of have a null psionics field around them.
Fucking, of course they do.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right.
Who's us there,
Cypher.
miss? We'll be out the way in a little bit of time now.
Oh, a little bit of time is a whole lot of something we do not have right now, and seeing as how absolutely nothing is tripping my cyberkinetic combat here, safe to say that we're not going to be getting out of here without a little bit of applied direct force. Don't worry. I'm really fantastically strong. So what I would like to do
Well, we thank you for assistance, but it's not required of you.
is use my boost trade ability to psionically increase my strength, get behind this busted ass buggy, and just like look at the rest of it. It's like, trust me on this one, you're gonna want to keep pace and try and shove this thing out of the goddamn way.
All right, give me the psionics roll then.
Okay, let's roll some psionics. Psionics. Reasonably good at that. Haha.
All right, you got a 7. You help them with force. They are kind of wary of you because of cybernetics. They don't trust cybernetics whatsoever.
No, probably not.
But
talking to them felt like a fool's errand.
Yeah, but you managed to get their buggy far enough out of the way it won't be a problem, and then hold it while they repair the wheel. And in thanks, they give you just the biggest slab of beef. They give you one of the slabs of beef they were transporting, and it is grass-fed, organic, wonderfully
Sorry, really gotta run. There's fires. There's fires and ghosts, and I have a whole. Like how you with the whole buttons thing. I've also got a code. I really gotta go. I'm sorry.
Well, blessings upon you.
Uh huh. Running.
All right. Okay. Up next is Hayden, who I believe also doesn't have has a spade instead of a club.
I do. Yeah, rolled that nonsense.
Yeah. That's up to 14. Okay.
Cool.
You only have 5 more to get in 2 rounds, so I think you're going to do it because you've been exceptionally blessed.
We'll see.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Are you looking for a problem, or do you have a thing you think would be cool?
I am looking for a problem. I've invented problems to solve. I'd like to throw
All
one
right.
at me.
There's a force here. There's just a shitty spirit is up ahead, and it's kind of like waiting. It's a little imp that knows this is like your previous detection has spotted a malevolent imp that would love nothing more than to change like a signpost and send the ghost march in the wrong direction to cause havoc until it gets to Trenton, which it won't do.
Gotcha. Yeah, Hayden is just gonna kick the horse on a assuming this is sort of happening, like Reader has at this point wrapping up with the shitting ghost, and Hayden is just like, I'll be back to give you a ride in a second. Sort of hit his spurs into the space between Buttermilk's ribs, and then gallops off to the sort of hit the imp up front.
Yeah, it feels that imp is cackling about something it did to those goat-faced morons.
Great. So Hayden just kind of rides up and goes, "Howdy, how you doing?"
It seems startled.
Look, if you missed the ghost horse coming up behind you, that's on you. I wasn't particularly quiet about it. You seem like you have the inclination to cause trouble, a thing I am expressly here to prevent.
No.
Okay, you took too long answering that one, bud. What'd you do?
Maris is here to assist you. Yes, I was sent to help.
To to help who
Maris
do
will
what?
help.
Help what exactly?
Maris
That's what I thought.
will
Okay.
help you.
Uh-huh. Oh. Oh, sorry. Did you say you were going to help me?
That is what you heard.
Well, sounds like a contract to me. And I'm going to bind the summoned on this one
Okay.
because it offered itself to me.
Roundaboutly, this will be a normal roll.
Cool. Let's do that. Boop. 6.
All right, with a 6, Maris will do what you say to the letter of what you say, and won't really dick around too much outside of it in a way that would interrupt what you want.
Great.
Which will count as another success. You're up to 15.
Great. And Hayden, I don't know if I'm going to phrase this correctly, so I'm just going to say the kind of the gist of what I'd like. And Hayden is going to say something along the lines of, put whatever the hell you did back the way it was, or so help me. Basically, just like
Maris is like, I don't. You're such a bully, so mean.
you offered. Don't.
This is unfair.
Well, watch your words next time.
This is unfair, and I don't like it. And you're being mean.
Oops.
Maris goes, wanders off, and you see a wooden a wooden stick in the road that just has said Trenton that way. Just get turned to an like Trenton that way.
It goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
It's the fork in the path is suddenly different.
A Bugs Bunny cartoon. I love it.
Right.
Maris the Imp is still there, though. Would love to leave, but I'm not sure that they can.
Not yet.
All right, Rainier, you've got a club, so you'll get a -2.
Yay!
Is there something you want to do specifically, or would you like me to come up with this quick thing? Because I think I just got one.
It's sure. If you have something, go for it.
You hear a one of the spectral horses crack, like the crack of wood beneath one of the spectral horses, and the horse ghost looks panicked. And this is the horse that seems to be pulling some kind of what would be cannon. There is no actual cannon cart attached to it, but it was moving as though it were pulling some kind of machinery, like heavy-ass thing. And the guys next to it, the soldiers that are dead along with it, are carrying what look to be the accoutrements of a cannon, including like the giant plug for it. They seem freaked out, and the ghost starts taking a rampage off towards the velocipede.
Can we touch the ghosts? Are they solid to us?
In this form, they are as physical as they will get. So what would you like to try to do?
Well, that's it. If I can if we can touch, grab, hold on to ghosts.
We'll say yes in this case.
Then Rainier will point it out to Hayden if we're still on the damn horse together, and have Hayden chase it down, and they will try to jump onto the spectral horse to get control of it. This is not gonna go well.
Ride the ghost horse.
But I gotta try, because I get to ride the ghost horse if I succeed.
Great, we double back to a thing I was about to ask earlier with Buttermilk. What's your riding like?
What?
Yeah, what is your... Do you have the riding skill?
What?
That's a no.
Oh no!
You're already taking a -2.
Yep.
So,
Neat.
You
Is there any
literally
chance of
can't meet
success
that
here?
anymore, right?
So technically, there is a chance of success here because you
Explode.
always roll your wild die, and your wild die might explode. It's thin, but it's possible.
Also, you have 4 bennies still.
You have
Also true.
I think you can spend a benny ahead of a roll to get a plus. I've forgotten.
you cannot no.
Okay.
So
You
how,
can reroll a trait. You can recover from shaken. You can soak. You can draw a new action card. You can reroll damage. You can regain some power points, and you can influence the story. And no, saying "Do I have a D6?" does not influence the story.
No, so
Just close the roll 20
unskilled is
die.
already a D4 -2, and then it's D4 -2, which basically makes it
A D4 -4. Yeah.
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 Just okay. We'll see what
So, yeah.
happens.
So your trait roll is unlikely, but your wild die might pop off.
So it's riding, or can like an argument be made for like athletics for this? Because you have to jump from one horse to the other.
Is an argument being made for that?
I mean, it's generally up to Rainier, but that's what
Wait,
the first thing
what?
I would ask looking at my sheet.
Rainier, do you want to attempt to ride this horse or tackle this horse?
Fucking Nichijou that horse. Fucking suplex it into the ground.
Like, you know how that scene in the Lord of the Rings where like Legolas goes up the horse, except you only go up about halfway, and then the horse comes down. I got it. Just RKO the horse.
Fucking powerbomb that horse.
So-
Let's go.
So Riley would never RKO a horse.
Yes.
Rainier,
This is not a
however, has
horse.
been given
This
a
is
task.
the ghost of a horse.
Rainier has been given a task, and it is to stop Ghost at all cost.
Oh, bulldog the horse. I'll be really
Therefore,
grab by
yes.
the back of the head, just smash it into the
Yes,
front.
what am
Go
I rolling
around.
for this instead?
All right, you can give me an athletics, or you know what? Give me a fighting. Give me a fighting.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's
Fight this
fighting
horse.
minus
Fight
the
the
two.
horse.
Wrestle it.
Fight the horse.
This will not be the last time this campaign I say fight this horse.
Fight
Pin
the
the
ghost
horse.
horse.
Bring that horse
Are
down
you
on a
fucking
3 count.
serious? I'm re-rolling it.
You got a pair of 2s.
That's better.
You got a
That's
7.
you
a
go.
7. So
Got
Rainier
negative
literally
one,
like
Holy shit.
It
Better
looks-
and worse.
it looks.
What does it look like?
It looks dramatic, like like something out of a western, where they kind of stand on Buttermilk's saddle and leap over to land on the back of this horse, only to kind of in the motion. It looks like, oh, they're gonna like grab on. No, they kind of just grab completely around and just with the full momentum just try to roll the horse onto its side.
Normally, this is not a thing a person can do.
Nope.
You are not a normal person.
Nope. And this isn't a normal
Nope.
horse.
As you do this, gravel and dirt from the road kick up as though this horse was carrying a 500-pound cannon behind it that
shit.
went end over tea kettle. Several of the ghosts several of the ghosts rear back as the debris flies up and around them. The horse is brought down and whinnies painfully. One of its legs is broken.
Oof.
As the march continues forwards, one of the ghosts unsheathes its rifle.
Ghost glue.
Yeah.
The march continues on, and the camera goes further down the road, where a spectral rifle shot is heard. All right,
I'm crying.
we are going to deal a new set of cards.
Chat's like,
Oh, the
boo
horse!
this way, boo!
I love horses. I would never hurt a horse, but Rainier, nope.
Isn't no.
Don't care.
It's also like the
Oh,
weird shade of a horse that died like 600 years ago.
Yeah.
It's not
This
even
is
really
a-
a horse.
Yeah.
But it sure looked like one when you tackled it.
And it broke its leg and died again.
I have to mute 'cause it
All right,
Oh my
F
god.
for, F for a ghost horse.
Just in chat for Ghost Horse.
All right. Shit. I don't know that I can come up with that better than shitting ghosts and then ghost horse you suplex.
Oh my god,
Wow.
you put me up against the weird today.
So I pushed a buggy. What'd you guys get up to while I was gone? Oh, a horse, huh?
Aiden's like, I stared down an effigy and I think I saw Gritty. Rainier suplexed a horse.
You don't know what a gritty is.
It's true.
I went
I'm
to a
pretty
corn
sure
maze. I
Gritty-
did not like it.
I'm pretty Gritty's. I'm pretty sure Gritty is Winter Fae, so I might know what Gritty is.
Gritty
God.
is not a fae.
No, Gritty is like a chthonic being. Gritty is like an unknowable thing that fell through
The
space and
elder
time.
one.
Gritty
Yeah.
has always been there. The story of Gritty is that they found it in the walls.
Gritty is.
I'm not kidding. That is literally the story. Gritty.
Gritty was in Demon Reach at some point. It's not there anymore.
Gritty is the only thing the Rathatep fears. Like, it is beyond the crawling formless chaos at the center of the universe.
It's waiting for someone to wake up and fuck around so that it can force them to find out. All right, Rainier.
Oh,
It is once again your turn. One of the ghosts seems to take umbrage with you having suplexed their fucking horse.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
Sasir.
Checks
Hold on, I need
out.
to deal with Sasir real quick, because Sasir got a card. You may have a 7 of hearts instead of a 6 of clubs. Would you like that?
I am a woman of my word. I said the next time a club came up, I would keep it. So
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it.
Okay. All right. So Rainier
Fine.
Ghost is taking taking umbrage and is mad at you and is getting in your biz, up in your face.
What'd y'all do to my horse?
The smell of unbrushed for 2 months teeth and chewing tobacco that has sat in a beard is cursing at you.
cool. Yeah.
Demanding to know who your superior is so that they can have you court-martialed out of the army.
How tall is this person?
They are, let's
You
see,
like
they're
two?
average for the time, so they're 5'6".
Oh, goody. So Rainier's looking slightly down at them and just does that odd head cock thing. And then just smiles and leans in horrifyingly in that, like, I'm too happy to tell you this kind of thing. Like, it just... I'm trying to think of the right way to describe it, but like it just leans in and with like an icy breath, not like a dragon's ice breath, but just kind of like that. It's colder than the air outside. Just wide-eyed, sharp grin looks down at this man and just says, "Winter." And is basically trying to intimidate this man into backing off. But instead of it being scary, it's probably more creepy.
Do you want to not just say winter? Do you want to insult this person? Do you want to taunt them? I believe that's something you're actually very good at, is taunting things. Because I'll make you roll an intimidate.
Yeah. What
Go
is
ahead and
that?
roll the intimidate then.
Oh, I don't have I have taunt. I thought I had intimidating. I was thinking of something else. Oh, let me think. Now I have to I really thought I had intimidate and I don't.
This thing grabs your lapels, like physically.
Yeah.
Like your jacket moves when it grabs you.
shit. Now my brain is off track.
It's okay. Well, you try to intimidate it. It doesn't seem phased by that.
Okay.
What do you do
But
next?
it's just it's like, do you think I'm impressed by you, you unwashed miscreant? I just wrestled a horse to the ground. Take your hands off me, or I will make it your problem. And I will try to taunt it.
Give me a taunt with that. That was good enough for a taunt.
Yeah. Okay.
You got an 8,
Yes.
which is a hit
That's
with a
good.
raise, putting you at 19 successes. The guy just like freezes up and goes, I didn't mean nothing by it. I just get my hot temper sometimes. And as he turns away, you can see that there is a large knife. Actually, it's a broken beer bottle, like in his back,
Just goes.
as though he got in a bar fight and lost badly.
I can see that. And then just kind of trots back over to where Hayden is and goes, all right, shall we?
Yeah, that was
Adelaide, up against. It's about a mile away from the river now.
All right.
Here again, you've got a small group of what look to be people wearing blue uniforms, and they all have like triangles on them. They all have hats with triangles on it. And they appear to be holding like energy weapons. They appear to be mostly human, mutant humans, or near human aliens. Nothing too exotic here. You see one or two of them have kind of like strange features, as though they rolled on a random mutation chart. And they appear to be taking up weapons and like hunkering up.
Oh. Okay. Then it's fair enough. Flip up the little visor on the old helmet. Zoom, a friendly face, a charming smile, 2 hands, and hey there, friends. I don't know if there's any call to be violent.
You hear the sound of, excuse me, ma'am. You're in range of fire. You're gonna have to evacuate the area immediately.
What a coincidence! You gotta do the same thing. There's a very, very large ghost army. And you're gonna have to trust me on this one, but they will kill everybody here. Now, whatever you're doing, I'm sure you could probably do it about 600 feet that direction.
This is under control of the governor's state police. The Trenton State Police. Ma'am, we are here on official business. Please vacate the area.
No, you don't. Let me come over there. I can't. Okay, listen. Yeah. Here's the bottom line, folks. Shield, sword. Leave, shazunk, or I'm going to have to make you leave for your own good.
All right. That sounds like an intimidate.
Sure is. I just need to check something very quickly. Let's see. Gains +1 to social checks with most folks, and reactions start at 1 level higher than normal. Okay. Do I give my +1 on this?
You know, I'll give you your +1. They know how dangerous the Cyber Knight can be.
Sick. That's a 5. That's a 5.
That's enough for success.
That's a 5.
With that, one of them, the leader, who is just like this bald, square, like a humanoid that rather sure isn't mutated, but just looks like a block of pit bull humanoid. Wearing this kind of Sam Brown belt across like a thing, and has a short squat hat with the little triangle on it. And wearing a long coat that with a large triangle on the front. And you can tell they're wearing modern body armor underneath like the trench coat. And one of the people behind him, that was the guy who was talking to you over a thing. And one of goes, you do you have advanced hearing in any manner? I don't think
No,
you do. Okay.
I'm a human.
Yeah, but you might have had cybernetics. I didn't know.
No. I have no cybernetics, and my armor protects me real good, but it doesn't afford me any other.
Gotcha. As you see one of the subordinates come up behind him, salute, and then say something, it was like,
I just like tap at my watch that isn't there.
the guy scowls and looks like he's really pissed off about this. He says, "We will fall back to position by the bridge. Do not follow us."
Thank you!
And they actually fall back across a bridge that's across the river, that crosses the river. The bridge is mostly gone, but they have seemingly rebuilt enough of it to get across here. It's another mile before where you get to where the ghosts come up. This bridge isn't where the ghosts crossed. As you come to the point, you see more ghosts are there on the banks, but some of them are underwater as the river is now higher than it was when the ghosts originally crossed. You see like the top halves of some ghosts standing at various points. And they look like they're having a fucking hard time crossing this bridge in the middle of winter in the aftermath of a typhoon, as this frozen river in front of them. It's hard to see the flat bottom boats they put horses and a cannon onto, but they make their way across the river slowly, all of them making it. But it looks like they are fighting through a blizzard after a typhoon or after a hurricane headed into New Jersey. And with that is where we're going to go ahead and take our break. All right, everybody. So we're going to take about 5 to 10 minutes, and I will get some more water because my voice is starting to scratch. We will see you soon, and be well. We'll be right back. Remember to be human.
Bye.
Bye. And welcome back to Gunmetal Soul, everybody. Our group just got finished escorting a group of Revolutionary War era ghosts to towards the Battle of Trenton, where a ghost horse was suplexed, a cornfield maze was thwarted by a pole vault, an Amish wagon was lifted and dragged to safety, and an imp named Maris was forced to actually listen to someone else. It doesn't like it. Maris the imp is still there. And visible now. It is your classic D&D looking imp with a stinger tail, I believe. It seems to be just like trudgingly walking along behind the horse when the group meets up. There is every now and then it is near morning at this point. It is morning on the 26th now, give or take. It's morning of the next day. And in the light, there seems to be a faint silver chain that can only be seen from certain angles and never with direct, like only out of the corner of your eye can you see a faint chain connecting the imp to Hayden.
Wherever it is we've made camp, I have kicked off my boots because I've done a lot of walking today.
Yeah. Let's say no. You're south of New Hope. Levittown. I forget. Doesn't matter.
We're in the wilderness somewhere, right?
Yeah, you're along. You're kind of towards the edge of a river, south of Ewing. Let's see. There's the crossing. You're by, let's say, Morrisville. Next to. Oh no, you're up by Yardley.
Where I am, in fact, is inside the velocipede, with my fucking feet in a fucking tub of water, holding some kind of whatever the techno wizard's equivalent of a kettle is, dumping water into it when I see our good friend Hayden pulling up and just kind of like slide the window open and there's a new friend.
Oh, well, do you want to do introductions or should I? Okay, yeah, this is Maris. They were gonna cause some trouble. Yeah, stop it! You're being rude. They were causing some trouble for the ghosts. What with a flipped sign or two.
Maris caused no trouble.
Yeah. Anyway, the reason why is because I stopped them.
Maris thought goat bearded men would be funny. No, they were boring.
You broke those nice people's wagon.
Did you do that too?
Yeah, there was a broken wagon. I don't know if I would know what an Amish is. I might. I don't know.
They would have told you we're Amish folk. You would not really
Fantastic.
know what an Amish. I think there's some in Ohio as well.
I don't know, man. I'm
A lot of
Adelaide gets around. All I
Yeah.
know is that Adelaide gets around.
Yeah.
She's well traveled.
You were kind enough to talk to them for long enough. They gave you their rough deal.
No, okay. Yeah, the nice Amish folks. You busted their wheel up. Yeah. Wow. Your friend is kind of a dick.
Yeah, not really a friend.
I know, right?
Yes. Not really a friend so much. Speaking of which, and Hayden, like, sort of, I think, because I'm assuming Hayden can see the chain because it's his.
Hayden is aware of the chain in a metaphysical way.
Yeah. Hayden sort of like reaches out and puts a hand out, like in the vague area of where the chain would be if it were a real chain you could hold.
It's there.
And just says, "All right, look, we're done. You have helped. So when I let you go away, far, far away,
Too fars.
2 fars, preferably 3.
3 fars.
All right. Because if you don't, we'll just do this again. I don't think you want that.
Yes. Maris will not surprise the Hayden. Hayden will be too aware. Hayden is too smart for Maris.
All right.
Maris will never
stop,
sneak up on
stop
Hayden.
it. Yeah. You're just forecasting now. Like, I get it. Thank you. One eye open, etc. All right. 3 fars, and Hayden snaps it.
3 bars. The thing turns invisible and just fucks off.
Yeah, that'll come back later. All right. Anyways, but it doesn't cause problems for us now, so that's good.
Yeah, I'm sure the Amish can take care of themselves anyway. It'll be. Ow. If I fall in my seat, it'll be fine.
Right. How did the rest of you guys? How did y'all do?
Pushed a cart, walked a whole bunch. Now I'm enjoying hot water on cold feet.
Fair enough.
As I like open an eye. Oh.
I missed it. What?
You were there.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, obviously. I saw most of what you did. Also, was that Ghost shitting himself? Is that what was going on? Is
I
that
suppose as
did you
much as
deal
a
with
ghost
that?
can shit themselves. Yes.
Closes the window.
It was extremely unpleasant.
Yeah, I looked it. Anyway, that's a whole other thing I hadn't thought about.
Opens the window. Has anybody seen Cecile? I heard a lot about fire, and then we lost contact, and then it seemed okay though.
I heard corn at one point. Did anyone else hear corn?
She said that it wouldn't bother the ghosts, is all I remember.
All right. Well, I hope it didn't bother her.
I mean, if it's food, it probably did in some way.
Did you take any of the corn?
Field?
Oh yeah, if she saw it, she would have taken corn. She just says corn.
There was
for
like
pig.
one raggedy piece of corn left on the in the cornfield, in the corn maze.
Oh, okay. So at some point while they're talking about like the little bits and bobs they heard from Cecile's like radio transmissions, there's just that like empty, raggedy like core, like the actual cob of the corn just falls on the ground like near Hayden and Rainier from like above.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Hayden is
And
just like, "Ah, the corn."
And then there's like that sudden like introduction of like weight from something landing on top of the velocipede, like it shakes it a little bit.
There she is.
Lands on it, and it's just like, does anybody know that what the wicker man that I saw might have been? Because that was really fucking weird. Also, I didn't know that corn mazes were enchanted. Is that normal?
Is the corn magic? A question I have to ask now, apparently.
Is that
Did I eat magic corn?
a Game Boss question, or is that
No, that's a Game Boss question, because if so, Hayden
go
probably
ahead
could
and
see
reveal
it.
the cult.
Cool.
Oh, did I eat magic corn?
Oh,
That's a 3,
garbage.
which is not enough for an answer.
No, I'm
Damn.
spending a penny on this. I want to fucking know.
Okay.
69,
That's a 9,
baby.
which is hit
Yeah,
raise.
nice.
The
Corn.
corn.
Weird.
You wouldn't recommend prolonged exposure to the corn,
Gotcha.
but
Okay, but does prolonging the corn to exposure to your insides count?
it'll pass.
Okay, cool.
Oh god.
Anyway,
Well,
As corn is wants to do.
so Hayden looks at the corn, looks at his ear, looks back at the corn, looks up at his ear and goes, "Did you just eat ghost corn?"
Ghost corn is one of the ingredients that makes ghost fudge so potent.
My head
Oh,
sticks out. and
Ghost
looks
corn
up.
syrup.
Just Adelaide's head is now looking up at the roof, like
I'm putting this in my notes and underlining it, so next time anyone asks me more about ghost fudge, ghost corn is part of the process.
I ate corn, in the magic maze, if that counts.
That's a pun. I like that. That's good.
Is it?
So does nobody else know?
Oh.
Okay,
Corn
great, good. We got
maze.
there.
No,
Excellent. Okay,
I follow.
Cool.
I follow.
good. Thought that one had landed flat. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
No, just a little more pressing of the concerns of. I get halfway through that and then just start ghost corn.
Listen. There's the Wicker Man went into a corn maze, and I followed. For lots of reasons, and on the way I got peckish, so I had some corn.
Well,
So
I wouldn't recommend making it a steady diet of ghost corn, but like maybe don't do that again.
it's not see-through. It was completely physical.
Right,
How is it
right.
ghost corn?
Right, magic. The point is, you've got. Don't eat the haunted corn. I feel like that's self-explanatory. Don't eat haunted corn. I would think.
I mean, if I ever know ahead of time, I will not eat it.
Wait, how did you know the corn was magical? How did you know the maze? You just said our corn maze is magical. What tipped you off to it being magical?
Well, I went in, and I stayed above it for a little while, and then, it didn't seem all that big, and then I dropped in, and then I found myself far further in than I thought I was, and
Okay, I follow.
I heard a scream,
Okay.
and then I heard a chainsaw, and what
Okay.
sounded like farm equipment going on, and I was concerned for lots of reasons. So I used my staff to get higher up, and
alright,
suddenly
alright.
everything shrank down again. It didn't feel as far anymore, and I was able to get out.
Okay, so a
Much
quick
faster.
question then, just to establish the timeline of events. Did you obtain this corn before or after you determined the cornfield was shelf shrinking and or magical?
So I know where you're going with this, but does it really matter about that? Because I still ate it, no matter when I got it.
No, I'm just saying what you said was, how was I supposed to know? And I think now the answer is pretty clear.
I'm not wearing enough boots for this conversation.
Anyways, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't make a habit out of it, or it'll do weird things to your
I will not
insides.
eat the haunted food.
Right. Again, you
Nope.
had a little.
Yeah.
But if that's a thing you make a habit out of, how do I phrase this? You're not a ghost, ergo things get a little weird when ghosts and non-ghosts consume each other, I guess.
Wait. Huh.
Did anything happen when you consumed the ghost fudge that doesn't normally happen when you consume regular fudge?
Nothing I didn't like.
Okay, well, so there's that. But yeah, okay. Point is, you liked it now. Probably not so much 10 pieces in. So
How many
you're
pieces
not
did you
from
have?
around here anyway. So it probably affects you about as much as it affects me. But like are you from here? Like Hayden pointing at you're like, are you actually from here?
Do you mean here as in this country, or here as in this?
I mean like this
dimension?
yeah, that one, the latter.
Wait, yeah. I am
Okay,
from
so
from
it
here.
might be a little weirder for you. I can't speak for the other dimensional traveler over there, but it might be weird for you because as far as actually, Hayden takes a look at Sizir because Hayden hasn't actually sensed Sizir at all at this point. Hayden was just like, oh, weird tree lady. Okay, and then moved on. Like, there's been, like, clear animalistic traits going on, but Hayden hasn't actually paid attention to what that means in the broad scope of things. So Hayden actually is going to take a look at Sizir and be like, are you magical or just weird? Like,
having been in this dimension, you've seen dog boys, you've seen mutant animals.
Yeah.
You haven't seen many of them as who conceal themselves as much as Sasir tends to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not something you're used to from home for certain.
Yeah.
That's a
Are
brand of
they-
weird you've never seen.
Are they magical? Or is it like weird science?
They tend to be a little psychic and weird science that you don't really follow.
Cool, great. Well, look, I don't know how your specific brand of weird interacts with this specific brand of weird. So, like, I don't know if you want to experiment. I guess that's on you. I'm just giving you the blanket warning at the start of that might not go so great.
Well, now coming over is I was gonna say Bowser, but that's not her name. It is Barlow. Barlow comes over and goes, "All right,
Jack Black, what are you doing here?
hey, it's me, Mario.
No, stop.
I
Oh,
hate this.
Christ.
I hate everything that's happening. Now I'm not wearing enough
Wahoo!
boots conversation.
Yaha! All right, she comes over and is like, all right, good job, y'all. Here's your pay, and you can all bump your wealth die up to a D10.
Whoa.
How long do I get to keep that exactly? Given
Until the end of the session.
nice.
We made it through with only a couple of wounds, some bumps and bruises, but nothing that won't get fixed up. They actually got a lot of clubs on the NPC side.
They did.
Yep.
It's drawing all of them for us.
This is what happens when I leave too many NPCs on the turn order because it's a pain in the ass to delete them and then add them back in when they exist again. Yeah. So, we're headed back towards towards Prussia and then probably elsewhere from there. I have another contract I plan on finding. It's been good working with y'all. If you have any goodbyes you want to say, we're going to be spending a couple of hours around here to rest up because it's been a long night because you marched through the night. So this is goodbye for me, unless y'all come over to our camp. Pleasure meeting all of you, and if you're looking for work, the BTS has a box in Merktown. Leave a message for me, and I'd gladly hire any of you.
Yeah, I'm still just sort of like at this point done doing like the trucker like lean out the window thing. I'm not taking my feet out of this fucking bucket.
He's not expecting you to. Throws the credit chip through the window at you.
No, just like, you know, like has the arm out, like catches the credits and does the little two fingered like, you know, like, hey, you know, thank you. No, yeah, same. Listen, I know Canis isn't exactly interested in hitting up Castle Refuge anytime soon, but if she's ever looking for help, you can get word to me there.
You want me to let her know that and not tell her yourself?
Probably for the best.
I think we both know if she hits you up, it won't be at Refuge.
Yeah, well.
Alright. Well. Travel safe, y'all. See you on the next trip.
Safe travels.
Stay safe.
Yeah. They start to walk away and kind of like do a little walk until they turn kind of bluish, and then you don't see them anymore, but you saw like a sprint of blue just kind of fade and shoot off in the direction of their camp. Coming around the camp is one of the female side stalker. It's just like, oh hey, who looks a little less feisty and hungry than before. It's like, so I'm sorry, I didn't quite get your name. To Rainier.
That's my... my god, I'm sorry. My brain is not all here today. I'm doing my best.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, all of that flirting you could have asked.
I like the chase, but I'm a little chased out for now. Kind of full.
It's Rainier.
Well, it's lovely to meet you, Rainier. I'm Gabriella. I heard there's a nice waterfall around here if you want to go help me find it.
Or make it.
What?
Crude.
Nothing, sorry. Shuts window.
What did you say? I missed it.
I said, or make it. I was being extremely crude. The other Cyberknights would have yelled at me very harshly. So I'm not with them anymore.
As amazing as that sounds, I think we need to be on our way. Just kind of gives like a flourished bow and then just goes and gets on the bus.
Does either you two want to actually go and find a waterfall?
Oh no. Alright, gotta flip coin for curious. One moment. Actually, how many bennies do I have?
You have plenty.
I do. But you did offer. So how
You got 4
question.
left, yeah. Mhm.
Question. Do we have time to do the waterfall from a pacing perspective?
It
Because
would
if
be.
so, I will.
It will be if you do. She is just like kind of traveling around with you, asks your deal. Like, there's not the attraction that was clear that
Yeah.
she was throwing towards, and
Oh.
she's well fed, so she's no longer hungry.
Yeah, no, Hayden doesn't give a shit. Hayden
Yeah.
heard waterfall and was like, I've never seen a waterfall in my goddamn life. Let's go.
Fair.
You do find a lovely. Well, I don't know. Out west, there are some amazing waterfalls, like in the canyon, Grand Canyon.
That's true. If you like haven't
But
been
maybe
avoiding
Hayden
it.
never been there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do find like a old hiking trail that leads to like an old path and a waterfall not far from Washington's Crossing. There's a couple about. It's not like enormous, but it is very pretty and serene.
Oh, that is.
There is a touch of pleasantness and sparkliness to this place that might be a little more than natural. But it is a waterfall with ice and an active waterfall, and it looks very beautiful. And from that, you head back about an hour later. They just, chatted a bit. And they said, well, it's better than going back and having Eddie hit on me for another hour.
That sounds unfortunate. I'm sorry.
If his hands didn't heal so fast, I probably would have taken them off by now.
Well,
It was because of his lip.
maybe you should take his lip off instead.
I have.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Well, best of luck.
And Gabriella wishes you adieu. You are friendly with Gabriella. I don't know if you want to make a note, but Gabriella's now a
Sure.
contact for you. You have a Side Stalker contact.
Seems useful.
It can very
Oh, I
much
forgot that was a thing you could do.
establish contacts with people and make friends.
Yeah.
It is only somewhat a system thing. Like, I don't hard track people's contacts. I'm just writing Gabriella as a contact. Friendly. With Hayden. Alright. So it's not long before you get moving again to the south. About a couple miles down the road, you start to see a bridge. Or there's a bridge halfway into the water across the river from Trenton. And you start to hear the sound of rifle fire in the distance. and you hear the boom of a cannon. And you look across the river, and you see a bridge. Written on the bridge in enormous white letters, it says, "The world takes." On this bridge leading into Trenton. This is a real bridge.
Was the first half removed purposely
The first half
or
has
by
been exploded.
accident? Okay.
The first half has been gone for any number of reasons, but the second half is still there.
Okay.
Jesus.
If you look up the Trenton Makes Bridge,
I'm gonna
I'll
put
put
it in
a-
the
yeah.
Discord.
Oh, someone else do that, because I'm running a game. I don't have to do that.
I'm doing it right now.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And you leave Trenton. You see there is an enormous golden domed building, and it's right on the water's edge. The water seems to have taken up part of the building, where a water filtration plant has been installed in the last 100 years. You see an old wooden palisaded wall next to the Gold Dome building, which is a Revolutionary War barracks. Half sunk into that river is a planetarium. Next to a large white neo-brutalist style building. Yeah. And then there's the bridge that says "The world takes." You travel down south. Let me look at my map again and see where I wanted a thing to be. You follow along the river, and it's taking you in towards Philadelphia. And I need to remember where a thing is. That's not what I wanted. Trying to remember where. Because what you hit first when you hit the outskirts of Philadelphia is you make your way into an area of northeast Philly where a lot of the buildings, you start to see bigger and bigger buildings as you come in that have just been knocked over. When the rifts first erupted, tidal waves smashed the East Coast. Now, Philadelphia is protected because it had New Jersey as a buffer, but not entirely. The following earthquakes sunk a good part of the city in on itself. Bits of fire started erupting around South Jersey. Some of it spread across the river, but most of it was contained in the Pine Barrens. As a tsunami and flash fire hit at the same time, neither defeating the other. You move towards what was I'm trying to remember where's the Franklin Institute? I'm sorry, I had all this mapped out in my head at one point, but it has since erased itself because that's how life works. There's one other thing.
Especially when you can't go anywhere for 3 years.
Yeah.
God, ain't that the fucking truth?
You come to a point where there is an enormous building. It is. There it is. It's on Franklin Avenue. How north is it in the city? Would you get there before you got further in? Yeah. You start to head towards the river a little more. And Kari says, okay, so the first place I want to check for the Franklin Key is going to be the free library.
Quick question, because I haven't really been brought up to speed on this. What exactly is the Franklin Key, and why are we here again?
I was told I will find the Franklin Key in Philadelphia by a psychic, so I believe them. So I hired this group to go and find it with us, of which you are now a member. And we are going to go into the ruins of Philadelphia. I understand that many people say they have been picked over already by people. So most, things people might want are gone. But I don't believe the stories that I've heard about what has been picked over. They don't seem to match up with any historical records or anything that says it was recovered from there. Sounds more like it was recovered from other areas.
Right.
I
okay.
think, and what I know of Philadelphia, you can see there are actually parts of it where a part of kind of like a hillside came crumbling into the city, burying much of it in the South Philadelphia area. Water from the river has infected parts of it along that, and a lot of buildings and fires, and then scavengers and summoned creatures and things have torn through most urban areas. She says there haven't been many reports of civilized groups established there in the last 200 years. Apparently there was one for a while, but no indications of the Sons of Liberty are still around. There's the Shimerans technically claim the area, and while we were in the court of the King of Prussia, I managed to gather some information that the king does not see it as his domain, though it does sound like that might be on his agenda in the future. But I don't think he has the resources to actually claim Philadelphia at the moment.
But the important part is that there's a key here,
Oh,
and
yes.
we're all
I'm
being
sorry, I
paid
wondered.
to acquire it a
Right.
little bit, and
Yes, Benjamin
What
Franklin
is-
is said to have discovered that lightning is electricity.
Oh, I remember hearing that story. Yeah.
And people say discovered electricity, but you don't discover a force of nature, much like you don't discover a continent simply by ramming a boat into it.
certainly
You
discover you though. And apparently, in discovering him, it created a powerful key artifact thingy.
Yes, much people of the story of it has kind of built up the myth and the legend, and that's something my people very much love and use to power our magics is myth and legend. There have been people who have intentionally started rumors to create a theory around something, and then they claim they have it, and if everyone agrees, then it is a powerful artifact. I believe the Franklin key is still in Philadelphia somewhere. The very key that Ben Franklin had struck with lightning to prove that lightning was electrical still exists, and I want to see what it can do and what I can do with it.
Okay. I think that about went over my head, but we're looking for a key, right?
Centuries of myth giving importance to a physical object.
Right.
We're looking for a key, yes.
Gotcha. Excellent.
That's all you got to worry about, friend.
So, first place we should check is the Free Library, established by Benjamin Franklin. There's an enormous white stone building with large pillars. I don't know what kind of columns they are. I'm not that good at it. Let me just see if I can get a picture of it. Library of Philadelphia. Images. Oh, Free Library of Philadelphia gives me a bunch of people who have built tiny libraries.
Yeah.
It is a white stone building. The first floor of it is still there. In fact, it seems like the street in front of it is clear of rubble. Parts of the building look like they've been knocked off the top. There is statuary near it that has been toppled as you come into the city. You're not hearing the sounds of any machines or electrical things or massive disturbances. There's no signs of like gang activity here. There is signs that people have been around here though. If someone would roll me a survival, I'll tell you how much you find out.
I can do that. Hopefully.
Say, good. I cannot.
Rainier gets a 4 on survival. Excuse me. There is signs that there are groups of humanoids living in the city. None of them seem to be coming and going from this building, but as you pass through, you do see some graffiti. One of the things you see graffitied in a couple of different places is "He watches,"
Hmm.
and you did see a giant building with graffiti down the side of it that said "Boner Forever." If you could throw a picture of Boner Forever into the chat.
Sure, I'll
Do you know
Google
what
that.
you know what I'm talking about, right? It is a Philadelphia landmark in that it is an abandoned building that someone spray painted down "Boner Forever" in like 20-foot high letters.
Yeah, I got it.
In
Yeah,
Austin,
it's
we've got this like frog thing.
okay.
I don't know what to tell you.
Alright.
There's the hi how are you frog is what it's called, I think.
Um,
It's cute. What's going on in Philly?
Philly is a
It's
weird town.
fucking Philly, man. You don't ask. You're not gonna get an answer you like.
You do see a number of light poles, some of which look like they've been greased, like intentionally coated in grease. And there are wires connecting the lights above ground. And the ones that have been greased are connected by the thick copper like wiring that's been coated in, electrical wiring. It seems to be a short radius as the bus slowly moves into the Philadelphia area and come across the free library. There is actually parking spots out front that look like they've been recently painted. The front of the building is perfectly clean, and the outside most of the rubble has been removed from the street directly, or removed from the curb to the street. Around this building, you see a lot of signs of tracks, of tracked wheels. Kind of, one could assume, robotic tracks. The free library stands before you with metal shutters over all of its doors. Its windows are all closed and shuttered and reinforced. All the shades are down. Out front, there looks like there were flags, but they are all in tatters now, hanging from the building. But there is a street light along the front. There are streetlights along the front of the free library.
Like lit?
Yes.
Huh. Well, I have no idea what happens after we knock on that front door. So, that's my next plan of action. If anybody needs to take care of anything before we go say hi, and kindly ask the nice people inside who've been keeping these lights on where their keys are kept, now's the time to do it.
I have a general question about the key. Is anyone said to own it? Or feel as if they own it?
I don't know, says Carrie. I just was told I would find it here.
That,
So it is very possible that we are trying to steal this key.
I want to see it at least. I don't feel the need to take it from someone else if someone else claims they own it. But I've told I will find this key.
Yeah, that psychic vision reading thing of yours didn't happen to be any more specific than vaguely Philadelphia, did it?
No.
Of course not. Well, I'm not stealthy, so I'll join you in knocking on the door, I guess.
If the knocking situation does not go well, I can help on the other end of it, if needed.
I just hoping it doesn't come to that. Alright.
I'm fine either way.
Shall we then?
Let's hope they're not rude.
And, yeah. I make my way to that door.
All right. I'm trying to find
I'm
it.
gonna stay kind of distant. Like, I might stay on the bus and listen.
Or do
just
you want to
they-
take up a
they're-
position outside where you can keep a sniper's overwatch? And do you want to
Yeah,
roll
I'm...
me stealth or
Stealth?
sneak stealth? I forget. I
Yeah.
always forget.
It's still
Yeah.
stealth.
Okay.
4.
All right, you got a 4. You find a good vantage point where you can watch the front entrance as well as the road. The bus is not easy to hide. Kari never put in any camouflage,
Mhm.
and so you get a pretty good vantage point. It's about, let's say, 2 in the afternoon by the time you get down there.
Goggles.
Yeah. The building is made of old material, but it is dense and had been reinforced with MDC materials. You're getting no signal at all from inside. Even thermal isn't reading anything through the building's natural, It's one of those buildings that was at one point hardened against nuclear war.
Jesus.
Like much of New Jersey was apparently. Or New Jersey state buildings were, because cell phone reception sucks in them. And you see nothing through because all the shades are shut. As the group comes up to the front doors, there's a sign that says hours of operation. And it says open till 6 Monday through Friday, closed Sundays and holidays. And it says there is a sign that looks computer printed and laminated and then glued behind a chain, an ornate metal grate. It's been glued to the door on the other side, and it says ring bell for service.
There's a gauntleted hand starts to go up and just does the little, oh.
There is a box with a little buzzer. It is a video screen, it looks like. Someone has cracked the video screen.
I'm shocked there. I just kind of glance over at Hayden and then reach over and push button.
Where's
You
Rainier during this?
Hmm.
Is Rainier with the group at the
Yeah,
building?
just following.
Okay.
You push the button, there's a buzzing from inside the building, and you hear a hello, friends. How can I help you today?
Hi. My name's Adelaide, and my friends and I here, we're just very, very interested in Benjamin Franklin.
Well, you've come to one of the right places, I'll tell you that. You're here for peaceful? I can't believe I still have to ask this. You're civilized folks who are here to not take anything and willing to abide by the rules of the library?
We are absolutely not here to pick a fight. I can tell you, we're not. As I kind of get down to the camera to smile. Hi, it's I know smiling faces don't count for much, but not really, not raiders, not. I can leave my gun back in the bus if you
Yes,
need me
there are
to.
no weapons allowed inside the library.
No weapons. I think we can, as I look back to my 2 compatriots, I think we can all find that agreeable.
That seems fine. I can ditch this gun. Does a walking stick count? Is that all right if I bring that in?
Is the walking stick a weapon? I know anything can be a weapon if you use it well,
I don't
but...
tend. I mean, I like the stick. I don't tend to use it like that. It could break,
All right, I'm
Yeah.
counting on y'all. I'm counting on you people for honesty, and you know what? You sound like good folks. So come on in and welcome to the free library. And you hear an electronic lock unclick as the gate swings inward a little bit.
As that conversation is happening, and I can kind of see who's talking over the radio, Rainier gets a message from Cecile just going, Rainier, I cannot get any signals through that building. Once you are through, I don't know if I will get radio anymore. Just be aware.
Always.
Cecile, give me a notice real quick.
Sure. I get +2 to this, apparently.
Yes, this is
Oh.
opposed.
Holy fuck!
You got a 13, so you do actually see it. It got a 10. You do not hit with a raise, though.
Uh-huh.
Almost.
It was faint, but you heard the
Okay.
sound of something hovering nearby. Something nearby was hovering and kind of like keeping an eye on the group, but it's clearly invisible somehow, and you're not sure exactly where it is. But it sounds a little bit like a hover engine, but smoother and quieter than any hover engine you'd ever met in Free Quebec. Because they have
And
hover
it-
bikes and whatnot, but they're loud. Hover bikes are loud as hell.
Yeah.
Hovercraft that you've been around aren't silent like this. You've seen stealth cyborgs be pretty silent. This was especially quiet for a hovering machine.
Do I... Ooh, hold on a second. What are the things that my rifle sees?
What do your rifle eyes see?
Does
Ooh, I gotta
the...
open a
Can the
wristwatch.
rifle pick up on
With your
the...
gun
Can the
eyes.
rifle pick up on the motion or the heat from it? So I can at least pinpoint where the hovercraft is?
Give me 1 second. Let me just check a thing to see what they are good at. Let's see. Page 42. All right.
Getting like the shape of this thing at least would be great.
Let's see. Full 6 hover. Oh no, wait, that's the runner. Okay.
I don't know if big or small would be scarier. The more I think about it.
Let me see its size first, because I'm terrible with size. Okay. Ooh, that is. Alright, so it's hovering above you. It's a physical camouflage, so you can see that there is very little heat. Like, noticeably. It's a noticeable amount that it is kind of a weird blob. And you see it kind of like at 2 different points and then a larger point in the middle of heat. It is only like a 15-degree difference that is generated by this hover engine, which is theoretically possible. But the 2 wing tips where it looks like there might be wings is about 15 feet apart.
Okay.
Hmm.
And that's checking with the scope on the rifle?
Yes.
Okay.
That's with the heat. You're not getting it through radar, you're not getting it through other things.
Okay.
And the thing
it seems to be watching them and not me.
yes. If
Okay.
you weren't looking for like one particular thing that had made a noise you barely you heard and kind of tweaked your ear, you would think that maybe that might be the signal of the heat signature of 3 small birds. Like, but it's not. Those 3 birds are in a perfect line. That's one thing.
The birds aren't real. Cool, great. By the time I notice this, are they inside already, or are they still are the others still outside?
They're headed inside. You get a moment before you can. You have maybe 2 sentences before they get through the door.
There's a craft out here, camouflaged. It was watching you as you went in.
As you go
Oh.
into the library.
Where are my manners? You wanted us to come in unarmed, and here I am, and I open up the cloak. Power armor. I'm just gonna. Just give me 1 second. I can get out of this real quick. I'm just gonna head back to the bus. It'll only take a second.
Do whatever you feel makes you secure. If you'd rather take it.
Really, it's more about making sure that I don't disturb any of the great books you've got in here. I'd hate to damage something.
You are difficult to pick up on the sensors.
And I just start making my way back to the velocipede. What are you doing?
As you go back, Hayden draws an 1875 revolver and just goes, "Oh, if you're heading that way, would you mind taking this? Because I was gonna walk back and put it away, but you're already going, so."
Of course.
and then just kind of like
All right. Do you head through the doors?
I'll wait for Adelaide to show up. But if you were doing something out there, what with the craft and all.
Yeah, like the moment I get back like out of earshot and towards the bus, it's the hand on ear like, what are we dealing with? As I start taking off my armor inside into the bus.
As far as I'm concerned, is a technological marvel. It is a hovercraft, but it's the most quiet hovercraft I've ever come across. It's camouflaged. It's you see birds in a strange line. That is it. But it is bigger than I thought it would be. It's 15 feet wingspan. It barely comes up on this rifle for heat signature.
Okay.
Only 15 degrees. I only 15 degrees. I had read the articles of people thinking they can maybe make that work, but I haven't seen it.
Your radio cuts out. One of the streetlights flickers, and then the radio cuts back in.
I did not like that either.
Oh, I guess the problem is that you still haven't seen it. Listen, it's just floating up there. It's not moving. It hasn't done anything. It's just watching.
It's just watching you three so far.
As I reach down and like detach the leggings and
Could be
Clump it in.
Philadelphia security. Could be their security. I don't know.
all right. You haven't been spotted, right?
There's not that I can tell.
Go ahead and roll that. Or what did you roll on your sneak stealth?
I
It was
rolled
good.
4 to
Cool.
get up here.
Gotcha, which is good.
Then keep an eye on them. And if they do anything stupid, shout in a laser-like fashion.
I was going to say, I don't know if I'll reach you through that building. There's no signals. I can't get anything from it. It is reinforced.
You know, actually, Hayden cuts in on the monitor for this because actually,
Making my way back at this point.
I know I gave my gun to my companion, but I realized that door isn't really horse sized. I'm gonna like clop
Oh
down
yes,
the
no
stairs.
wild animals, no
Right?
no-
Yeah.
only medical assistant necessary animals.
Yeah, no, Buttermilk is definitely not medical assist. If anything, Buttermilk medically assists me, and just keeps walking down, puts it down, and then sort of like settles it down and goes, anyways, you know what? If there's a problem, tell the horse.
I'm
And
sorry. Did you say that to me?
No, I said that to that was over comms.
Okay.
Yeah.
That comes out of the speaker.
Yeah. No, sorry, just one of the members of our party is kind of anxious and staying behind in the bus, so we're just leaving them a little bit of a what was the word you used? Medical support. Yeah.
Oh well, do what makes you feel safe and happy.
Thank you. Anyways, just tell the horse. Maybe the horse will hear it and tell me. And Hayden, without explaining it, turns around and walks back up the stairs.
As do
Horse phone. Great.
All right, so you walk up the stairs into the doors.
Yeah, I guess so.
I. Oh yeah.
Good
Rainier,
luck.
you're also going in.
Yep.
All right. As you open the doors, it is an enormous several-story library. I haven't actually been there myself, so I don't know what it really looks like. So you're getting the one in my imagination.
Ooh.
It comes to a big circular desk immediately in the front with shelves of books alongside. There's some seats as well. There is an enormous circular staircase that goes up to another floor where you can see just are also walls and walls of books. Off to the side, you can see display cases. One of which you see a poster that says "Reading is fundamental," and it's Shaq holding a book.
Oh no.
Another one, was gonna say, what's a Philadelphia celebrity? And it's Will Smith, but I think they would have taken the poster down of him. Um, it's a baseball player who doesn't exist yet. And holding a bat and like a book in one hand. And the posters are ancient. They are well preserved. There is no dust anywhere you can see. And coming around the corner, you hear it before you see it, and you hear it go, "Don't be alarmed by my deliveries, by my assistant's appearance. It can be a little frightening when people aren't aware." And you see an old style robot with triangular tank treads on each side. It's basically one of the robots from Fallout 3,
Okay.
except it doesn't have a human brain in it. It's a very big, like, jug of a robot with triangular tread wheels and kind of the noodle arms, or the tubing arms, and clampers. And it comes around the corner, and then it stops, turns slightly to you, and the circular kind of one of those balls you touch, the electrostatic balls for a head, the electrostatic kind of narrows into a beam, and it projects a hologram in front of you of a man with curly hair, balding. He's a little heavy set in a waistcoat, with a pocket watch and very small glasses on his nose that appear to have two different kinds of glass in them. And he goes, "Well, hello! Welcome to the Free Library of Philadelphia. I'm Benjamin Franklin, creator of the Free Library and any number of wondrous inventions. Paragon of wisdom of my time, part of the revolution. Welcome to the Free Library."
Forgive me my hesitancy. I was expecting something flushier.
Oh no, Benjamin Franklin's been dead a long time, my friend. But here at the Free Library, all who come in peace are welcome. It's a policy we've had to update several times in the past several hundred years.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's pretty horrific out there. So, why not, I would love a tour. I would just absolutely love a tour of the facilities.
Well, here on our publicly accessible areas, we do have the fiction section over yonder. The card catalogs are over that way. They're a little old-fashioned. If you need anything, just ask my assistant here, Wordsworth. The robot waves its
Inflatable tube man arms. Yeah.
or my other assistant, Walden. And coming around from behind is carrying a pile of books, holding them, and another one of those robots waves.
Is
Is there any specific kind of literature you're interested in reading? We do provide printing services for a small nominal fee.
yeah, one of your many inventions, I'm sure.
Oh no, I did not invent the printing press, nor the advanced laserjet matter printers, nor the 3D printer we use to create the books. However, the stove, a modern stove, that's meant for being indoors. I invented that.
I'm in hell.
It's an interesting story. Would you care to hear it?
No, actually,
I would actually.
Well, one day, it goes on a story about how one day it was talking with its son, who was governor of New Jersey, and goes into a whole actor performing a Benjamin Franklin "I invented the stove" monologue.
Hayden, for whom those such similar stoves were things he's pretty familiar with,
Yes.
is just like, whoa.
Also, he's wearing bifocals, which is something he invented. And this is the reenactor, very much giving a performance, but it is perfectly responding to everything you say in real time. This is not a pre-recorded message. This is a reactionary thing. If anyone has any science rolls they'd like to make about such things, none of you here have that kind of brain, to be honest.
Nope. No, we do not.
That's not who I am.
Nope.
Love the
Carrie
smart
goes,
one outside with the
"Wrong
sniper
science."
rifle.
Carrie's in there and just is like, I'm so sorry. I'm a little overwhelmed. It's an honor to meet a representative of the great inventor. Are you an intelligence? And the thing goes, well, you kind of hit the nail on the head, young lady. I am, in fact, an artificial intelligent unit. I was invented as part of Curtis Lee's groundbreaking work with the cyber... Sorry, my brain. The CyberWorks groundbreaking work with the CyberWorks Corporation, but I was gifted to the free library as an artificial intelligence meant to organize and empower them for the future as a donation from our generous benefactors at CyberWorks, Curtis Lee himself, and any number of other corporations that no longer seem to exist.
Aha. Listen, these books are amazing, and I'm sure full of just 1,000 more incredible stories like the one you had to sit through. I don't suppose that any examples of Mr. Franklin's many inventions or discoveries even happen to reside here within the library.
We do have a number of them, actually, of his personal effects.
Is there... probably asking a lot here, but I don't suppose there's any chance maybe we could see some of those. We've traveled quite a long way.
Oh, please, I've just had Wordsworth freshen up the exhibit. Come this way. As you go through, you see a Benjamin Franklin, the man, the myth, the legend kind of thing. Great inventions, a pair of old bifocals, a pair of, like, the modern stove, the Farmer John's Almanac, or Poor Richard's Almanac, and his various work with other science things. And then there's an exhibit on his actions during the Revolution, him being a diplomat, an action, and a small mention of him, of his diplomatic efforts in France, we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
And... any number of other things attributed to Ben Franklin. And then things Ben Franklin inspired throughout the years. There is, in fact, a display of an old kite and a key in there. It's Benjamin Franklin, quote-unquote, discovering electricity. And it talks about the story being maybe apocryphal.
Okay. I think without even really thinking about the fact that Hayden's made of bones, just like as we're walking in and like the key comes into frame, just kind of like doing the elbow nudge thing.
Clunk.
Nudges head towards the key. Rubs elbow.
Hayden just kind of leans over and goes, I don't know why you had to be subtle about it. It is right there, and she did say she just has to look at it, right?
Carrie is kind of overwhelmed at this point.
Oh, okay. Like just fully overwhelmed, like not paying much
She's
attention.
just looking at everything, reading like you ever go to a museum and someone
Yep.
wants to read every word on every plaque?
Yep, I've gone to art museums with art people. So Hayden just kind of like turns the key and sort of pushes them towards it.
Oh. Starts looking at it. Interesting. Is this display the actual key? And Robot goes, well, no, I don't believe it really. Science, some say that it was his neighbor's key that he tied to the kite. Oh, that sounds like old me. Why use something of mine when I could use something of someone else's?
My brain.
But others say that the key is long lost us. And Every now and then, a replica does show up. In fact, the Franklin Institute used to sell a replica key. If you would like directions to the Franklin Institute, I can provide you a map of the city. So it's not as accurate as it once was, as I have not been able to hire scouts to map the streets anymore. My
Okay.
resources are limited to the few robots that I can maintain.
That sounds like a thing we could do on the way to the Franklin Institute. Double up, make some money, and go there, right?
Well, I'd be more than willing to pay you for your work.
Oh. Yeah, we would be happy to be a part of furthering this great nation's cultural heritage.
With the Free Library's endowment, you'd be surprised how much money you can earn in interest over 300 years without an actual economy.
I really would. The map.
You hear the sound of a printer over at the back desk.
I'll just go get that then.
The aisles here are wide. As you're looking around, roll me a notice.
Or, I whiffed it.
Okay, so you don't see something. Okay. What happened to that book I had open? All right.
Cool.
You go around. Something kind of peeks around the corner. You don't see it. Cecile, you do see through one of the windows that has been opened. There is a large metallic round thing. It looks not entirely unlike the two old style robots, except this one looks incredibly modern. In fact, it looks space age. It kind of is peeking kind of around one of the corners at the group. It has a giant glass front, two spindly arms, and you can see inside of it flesh. Weird bluish purple flesh with eyeballs at irregular points in it as it just stares at the group. One of the eyeballs blinks and looks in your direction. And that's where we're going to pause it for the night.
What the fuck?
No. But meat tube though.
Not a fan of meat tube.
I don't like meat tube. No. Benjamin Franklin did not invent the meat tube, nor should he have one.
Pants me.
Oh.
Anyway, thank you for joining us for this session of Gunmetal Soul called Trenton Makes. I will get the last one up probably tomorrow, and maybe this one the day after if I can. We'll see if I have the mental fortitude. So, thank you all for coming with us on this wild, weird ride. Things will only get weirder as we move. So, let's start by telling people who they are, or who we are. They know, I hope they know who they are. I can't tell them who they are.
Let's tell them who they are.
You can try, but good luck to you. All right, let's start with
You're all a bunch
Ryamasa.
of beautiful human beings is who you are.
All right, Ryamasa, tell us about you and where we can find you.
Hi, I'm Ryamasa. You can find me on Twitter at RY0MASA and various other socials in various permutations of that. Potentially with a 0, potentially with an O. Good luck. That's it. You can find me here on this show. That's all I got.
All right. Up next is Dara.
Hi everybody, I'm Dara. You can find me at Wildcat Dara on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and right here on Twitch, where I stream on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And you can find me over at Devil's Luck Gaming on Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern for our Final Fantasy 14 TTRPG, A World Undone, where I am the Aura dancer who's just... Man, she should not be there. It's a very delicate soul. I feel like she should not be there anymore, but it'll be fine. She's full of hope, and that's all that matters.
Listen, dancers, they've got their advances and their retreats. It's fine. You just keep hitting that button to retreat, You'll make it back home eventually.
Peloton. Run away in cool Final Fantasy form. Yep. And then I'm here on Mondays for this wonderful show.
All right. And you can check out Wildcat Dara throughout the week when she streams.
Yay.
All right. Fox.
Hey folks, I remain Fox Barrett. You can catch me here on Mondays, and I believe we've got something new lined up for this upcoming Thursday. In terms of Magic, I think we one way or another, we're gonna be throwing different magical decks at one another. I think we're still sorting out just what shape it's gonna take, but yeah, be sure to check us out over at DLG at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the PM for more Magic: The Gathering.
All right. And up next is Riley.
Hi everybody, I'm Riley. You can find me here on Tuesdays and Thursdays when I stream. I don't know what we're gonna do. We might take a break from Final Fantasy and play Diablo for a bit. I don't know, we'll figure it out. On Fridays, I am at DLG as our Rogadin Gunbreaker. And then obviously here on Mondays for this lovely show. Who are you?
Oh, me? I'm by Sonic Kevin on the Tumblr, because Twitter's a hellscape. You can find me on Tumblr or in the Discords, more likely. And you can find my wife's amazing knitwear work at lattesandllamas.com for awesome things there. She was just dyeing some yarn tonight, and it looked amazing when I saw it. All right. And you can find me Thursday, probably playing some Magic cards over on the DLG. And that's me. So, do we have a place we'd like to send some people to go view?
Yeah.
And is it the Franklin Institute?
They're playing D&D and they have a PNG tuber thing set up, which is the art's really
Cool.
cute. So
Neat.
go on over there.
All right. So, see you next week, everybody.
Alrighty. Bye everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye.
FNL!